Engineering is on full display at your Bayou GMC dealer. Come take a test drive today and see for yourself. We are professional grade GMC.
Quality Sod simply wants to supply you with the healthiest, weed and pest-free, easiest to install grass sod. Large or small quantities, we want to help you select the right grass for your project. Pick up or delivery 225-610-4842 or QualitySod.com.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Tuesday, September 24th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect mostly sunny skies with a high of about 93. In hour one of today's show, we'll recap the Heisman Bowl as Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels did battles as the Commanders and Bengals faced off last night on Monday Night Football. Who got the win? Which team's in trouble? We'll break it all down. Also, we'll talk about a couple LSU Tigers, one on the offensive side, one on the defensive side, that took home some hardware this week in the SEC. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let's go, baby, let's go.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yo! What's good, everybody? Tuesday, September 24th, 2024. And Team OTB is back here for another day. I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday morning. What's up, chat? What's up, everybody in your car, going on your way to work, to school, wherever? I hope you're having a great day. Let's have ourselves a day as we talk some sports all day. That's right, baby. We got the Heisman Bowl to break down from last night. We got to celebrate a couple more Tigers taking home SEC Players of the Week. We got Brian Kelly Sound previewing the battle with the USA. I want to go through, too, Jake. We never really got to put a bow on this last week of college football. So I want to go through the weekend and kind of just touch on all the biggest games there, make sure that our wonderful listening audience is up to date. At least, just fill you in on the national scene. So in case you want to drop any water cooler nuggets or anything like that, you'll be able to. And then hour three, of course, we start with Nick Underhill. We're going to make up Hold the Mayo from yesterday, Tay-Tay, NFL story of the day, and then we close it out. So it's going to be a really good show, man.
How many people you think at the water cooler, us giving them some national perspective on college football, have thrown out the name Kyle Monangai at the water cooler and feel like they have done it? Because
Probably,
you have if you've thrown it out there.
I was going to say, I don't know if many have done it, but if you have immediately kind of flopped your superior college football knowledge out on the table in front of everyone.
That's one way to put it.
I'll offer you another one. I tried to tell y'all last week about Isaac Wilson, Zach Wilson's little brother, going to Utah. Nobody wanted to talk about him. Well, Utah wins this week. Did Cam Rising play? No. Isaac Wilson played. So there you go. A little fun fact for you. You can talk about how, Zach Wilson, even though he went to BYU, his brother actually went to Utah. Pretty scandalous, but he's playing well.
Yeah, they're on the opposite side of the holy war.
Yeah, and now he's led him into two big wins in a row, right? So, look, and everybody's like, oh, my God, that guy knows ball. Or girl. We got a lot of female listeners as well, and sometimes I'm guilty of using like when I say guys, and stuff like that, that's a non-gender specific guys.
Yes.
It's a collective guys. But shout out to all the female listeners. Like Chris Kissinger, who put me on the Bill O'Brien tape, that I keep using. Alondra, Taylor, how we feeling, guys?
Feel good.
Yeah.
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 Ready? These headphones these aren't my headphones, and they're messing me up like real bad. I thought your mic wasn't on when you got on.
Yeah, look, it's tough to get. It's tough. You get used to some equipment, you switch it up. That's why some people are superstitious about their equipment. Tay, what's up with you, dude? How we doing today?
Well, you're doing good. Had an excellent time last night at the Queen, by the way. One person who didn't show up the first Thursday night finally pulled their weight, so we had all 4 guys there last night. Look,
whole team OTB out at the Queen.
Look at us up there.
Look
Have you
at
seen
that.
a happier group of individuals?
That's a great picture right there.
We're
I love that
so
picture
cute.
so much. It's very cute. And the vibes were so high. So the Queen gives us a little fun promotional bet with which to play. And, we try to go for a big win. And last night we wanted to celebrate the LSU Heisman winners. And so we just went all posse on Burrow and Daniels. Nothing else. 5 legs, all about them doing good. And wouldn't you know it, it hit. And all of Team OTB walked away with a little cash in its pocket. Cash in, cash out, baby. A little weekend treat. Very, very fun stuff. Queen's the best place to watch the game. Everybody talking about their plays, huge TVs, drinks. Shout out Karina.
Shout out to the
Parlay Queen.
True Degen.
Yeah.
True Degen, Karina.
Was it that lady that was talking to y'all?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, every bet that she had was hitting.
Dang.
And then like the ones that she's like, hey, I got these in the third quarter, they hit. I don't know that she had one that missed. Maybe Eckler because he got hurt.
Yeah, she might have got
But
screwed
everything
on that
else.
Dang,
Shout
girl.
out.
Either way, though, so that was a lot of fun watching it there. Winning was a lot of fun because, again, there's something like winning on your phone is fine, but going to the teller and getting cold, hard cash out.
Give me my money.
I mean, that's the good stuff right there. Yay. But then how about the game itself? What world do we live in which we are watching 2 LSU quarterbacks who won the Heisman with unreal, legendary statistical seasons? They both did in the last 5 years. And now they're starting for respective franchises on Monday Night Football, and they are the duel. They combine for a game that does not feature a turnover or a punt, which is the first time this has happened in the NFL since 1940, guys.
Wasn't even really the NFL then.
We live in an absurd time. You had Garrett Nussmeier, your quarterback on Saturday, complete 72% of his passes for 353 touchdowns, get named SEC Offensive Player of the Week, and you said, meh, when you watched it live. A lot of you did. We talked about how crazy that is, but a lot of you did because of the expectation set up by those 2 men dueling last night. And even though Joe Burrow remains the national championship hero, my God, Jaden Daniels looks so good in the NFL right now.
He looks calm. And and he just looks like it's not that big of a deal. And I mean that in a very positive way. And I think him not panicking and him going through his progressions and knowing when to run and when to throw the football, when to throw it away, like all of those things, like he feels so ahead of schedule from any rookie quarterback that I can remember. I mean, he's 11 yards per attempt last night and was 21 of 23.
Rookie record, by the way, guys, no rookie has ever had a 91.1% completion percentage.
And that's not being, 10 of 11. It is 21 completions, 11 yards per attempt, and you had more touchdowns than incompletions.
Yeah, they tried to talk a lot of mess, the Bengals did, about, he's kind of cute, a little bit of college offense. They do a little this and that, which, again, actually wasn't like wholly untrue up to this point, and even at times last night. But what Jaden shows you is, like Jake said, the composure. He's still got the courage to make these throws. Whatever the hell he unlocked last year when it comes to throwing deep balls is here to stay. Because that I mean, 3 fourth down conversions. Look at the final drive to win the game, to close out the game. You have a 4th and 4 with 4 minutes and 25 seconds left, Jake, where they could have kicked a 56-yard field goal.
Yep.
But, see, and this is the thing. When analytics work out, you'll all forget about it and ignore it. And then when they don't, you're like, oh, you should have kicked there. But, no, they wanted to play winning football. They wanted to go for the dagger. They go for it. Jaden gets it. His 3rd, 4th down conversion of the night. Then 3rd and 7, Jake. 0 blitz. He's a rookie. Let's just speed him up. Jaden fading away. Drops it in the bucket to McLaurin. Bam! Walk off. FT dub. 12-play, 70-yard touchdown drive that lasted 7 minutes to close the game. That's a rookie. That's insane. Oh, and he can run, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like faster than everybody on the field. It is Lamar Jackson, but like with a much higher throwing ceiling.
Yes, the cover 0 throw that you're talking about, and maybe we can put it up a little bit later on in the show, but when you are facing cover 0, you got a couple of things that are going to happen. Like, you got to get the ball out of your hands quick. A lot of times it's tough to take a deep shot. The only way that you can take a deep shot on cover 0, because they're bringing basically everyone, is you got to take a hit.
Yeah.
Like, you got to stand tall and you got to take a hit, and you have to know, I'm going to take a hit. It's not going to feel great, but I've got to stay in here, because if I do, my receiver has a chance to get a step. Now, a lot of quarterbacks can't do that. A lot of quarterbacks won't do that. He does it, delivers an absolute dime in cover 0, and doesn't allow the free rusher off the edge to affect his throw. I mean, that's big league stuff. There's nothing college throw or college offense about that. And by the way, like, they're effective in their college offense. They have a college, head coach, offensive coordinator, Cliff Kingsbury. So
but
some of that
is connecting very well.
Yes, and some of it's going to look like it is.
Look, here's the throw, dude. And look at so the other way, Jake. It's like you said. You're going to get hit. And then if you wanted to get there, you got to throw it with unbelievable timing.
Yeah.
He threw that so early. You play that again, Taylor? I want to see where Terry McLaurin was when this ball's released.
Probably the 18.
Yeah, he's about at the 18, and he catches it about 3 yards from the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
The timing on
yard,
that,
yeah.
with a man coming for a free kill
One more
shot
time.
is
One more
wild.
time. I don't think we can play
could watch that all day. That is football erotica, a free rusher off the edge, and he doesn't even get to follow through.
No. He took a shot. I mean, his arm is up, and he took a shot right in the chest rib area. But again, he knew that, and he knew he had to.
FT dub, close out the game, no question. Don't give the Bengals a chance.
That is big time. And look, on the other side of it, I mean, Joe is incredible too.
I know.
29 of 38, 324, 3 tuds, no interceptions.
Jamar Chase, 6 catches, 118, 2 touchdowns. Jaden's just on a heater still, man. He carried last year college straight into the NFL and has not skipped a beat.
I mean, the poor guy had to score every drive last year. He's probably like, this is easy.
Yeah,
I mean, okay. Score every drive.
How about this, Jake? The Commies have scored 14 drives in a row.
He's like, what?
Yeah,
you don't have to do that?
That's just football.
That's what we had to do.
That's what you do. Punting? Nah. I mean, even last night they had to score every drive.
Yeah.
To be fair. I mean, the Bengals went down and scored immediately after that.
What a great recruiting opportunity, and I'm sure they took full advantage of it for LSU. Bryce Underwood, you're making sure, he's tuned in to that game, because they said LSU 73 times on the broadcast, right? So you use that to your advantage. You're like, hey, how many schools can roll out 2 quarterbacks? They're calling it the Heisman Bowl, and both of them play at that level. I mean, that's big-time recruiting stuff, and it is hard to fathom where LSU was a decade plus ago at that position to where they're at right now, where you have a quarterback win SEC Offensive Player of the Week, and a lot of people hand wave it.
So, who tweeted this out? This is a College Football Report tweeted out NFLSU, and it's Joe Burrow, 324 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. Justin Jefferson, 81 yards and 6 catches, 1 touchdown. Jaden Daniels, 254 yards, 2 pass touchdowns, 1 rush touchdown. Jamar Chase, 118 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 6 catches. Malik Neighbors, 8 catches, 82 yards, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, it's crazy, the offensive stars from LSU in the league right now. You know what we need? Now we just kind of need
defense.
a little bit of defense. We're just like a little bit. So Tyron, but like Tyron's my age. I mean, they just need like a little.
Yeah, like Daniil Hunter's pretty much.
Daniil Hunter's pretty much my age as well. Yeah, that's Les Miles there.
Yeah.
We need a post. Do we have a post Les Miles really good NFL player
Patrick
right now?
Queen?
Defense? Yep.
Yeah, he'd be the
that
one.
would count.
PQ.
Jacob Phillips isn't.
No, he's
Devin
free
White.
agent.
Devin White's not even starting in Philly. So.
Grant Delpit.
Is Delvin playing well?
He's playing well.
Okay.
But the fact that we're sitting here and we're having a group think about it,
Yeah.
I could use some more.
Stingley.
Stingley's
Stingley's awesome. Stingley's the best. Stingley's a superstar for sure. But the
and
point,
we're probably missing one, but like offensively, it's just like not only could we like rattle off the names, we're talking about like some of the best
at their
position. Jets might end up being the best we've ever seen.
Yeah.
So a little bit different conversation.
So what a night last night for LSU. What a night last night for both guys. It was kind of very fun to watch the game too, because I didn't really have a rooting interest in who won the game. I started coming around to Jaden a little bit just because I was like so enthralled by how he was playing that, I mean, what a statement win too. Like, think about that, dude. You're Jaden Daniels. You take over from Joe Burrow. The amount of pressure at that moment, or I mean, you're kind of walking into it. You're not the direct. To be fair, it's like the old saying goes, right? You don't want to be the guy that follows the guy. You want to be the guy that follows the guy that follows the guy.
Yeah. So Max Johnson and TJ Finley.
They had to take those arrows.
I mean, Miles. We didn't get a chance to see what Miles could be, but Miles Brennan had a lot of that.
But either way, Jaden Daniels comes to LSU with that being the legacy to live up to. And to go get a Heisman of his own, overcoming a 3-loss team, and then now to beat that man on Monday Night Football, a man who's already played for Super Bowls. And remember, this is a Bengal team who last year finished 9-8, despite Burrow being not healthy at all, and they played the hardest schedule in the NFL last year.
Yeah.
Like, this Bengals team should be better than this. And so to do all of that on the road last night as a rookie, what a moment for Jaden Daniels. And now the commies sit there in 2-1. And go look at what the vets were saying about him after the game. Everybody's
that
just
will tell you
enthralled.
The story.
They're so inspired. They're just they got juice because they finally have a guy they believe in.
How about this? And look, this is so early, but just, a couple of games into their NFL career, Caleb Williams, who was the number 1 pick, completion percentage 59.3. Jaden is 80.3.
Yeah.
EPA per play for Caleb Williams, negative 0.33. Jaden plus 0.38. Passer rating, 65.3 for Caleb Williams. Jaden Daniels, 111.8. And I bring that up because, remember, the Bears did not earn the first pick. They received the first pick through a trade. They would have been closer to 10 or 11, maybe 9. Where'd they pick Roma Dunze? 9?
Yeah, he was 9.
So they would have been somewhere that's where they were picking, okay? And they didn't earn it. So their roster wasn't as bad as the Commanders' roster was, who they were choosing number 2 overall. They also, and I know Keenan Allen's only played 1 game, they wouldn't got a guy in Keenan Allen who had over 100 catches. Look at who Jaden Daniels is throwing to compared to who Caleb Williams has to throw to. Now, those guys stepped up, and they were awesome last night. I'm not saying they're bad players, but
McLaurin's really good, obviously. He's
he
a true
is
one.
But, I mean, DJ Moore's one of the top 5 paid receivers in the NFL. You got DeAndre Swift back there. You got Cole Kmet. You've got Everett at tight end. I mean, you have some real weapons. I don't think Jaden's got Zach Ertz out there playing tight end. He is he's your age too.
Gesicki's Bengals. I haven't flipped. But you know what the commies do? They're willing to run the ball. I mean, the Bears are asking what the hell, but also what the hell are the Bears play calling? Didn't Caleb Williams throw the ball 50-something times
52 on Sunday?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Jaden's better than Caleb Williams. I think you saw that last year. I'm not saying that. But I think it's a combination of him being better and Cliff Kingsbury is calling a much more shrewd offense with his rookie quarterback. Like, who's the Bears OC? Because that's insane. If you have backed yourself into the point where you think that the right idea is to throw it 50-something times with your rookie quarterback, like, your head is spinning.
Shane Waldron,
your head is spinning. Is he from the Rams tree?
Yeah. He was one of the ones that was mentioned for the Saints opening, remember?
So
him, Zach Robinson.
Isn't that weird, though? Because McVay...
He's with the Seahawks OC the last 3 years.
Yeah, okay, yeah, and he did really good with Geno and company.
Yeah.
And, doesn't the McVay system, believe in running the ball? Maybe not to the extent of, a Shanahan system, but I feel like that's what a lot of it is built on. Success they have with Todd Gurley back in the day. He's out here treating this kid like he's Matt Stafford. He ain't ready to be Matt Stafford. But whatever. It doesn't matter because Jaden Daniels is awesome and better anyway. And I feel for Joe Burrow, man. 0-3 now. The vibes around Cincy are awful. They still got all the Jamar Chase drama with the contract and everything. Zach Taylor's never inspired any confidence in me. He seems like a man who was rescued by Burrow. Just, I don't know. What happens to, 0-3 now, what happens to the Bengals?
They're used to being in this position, to be fair. So if anybody can climb out of it, I guess it is
Remember
them.
that stat, though? What is it?
I know.
Out of the 247
I'm not saying they
teams
turned it into anything
6 have made the playoffs.
spectacular.
On the bright side, they have the well, actually, it might not be bad.
No,
the red rifle.
Yeah, you're right.
They got the
red rifle
Got
and
the rifle in there.
The Rockets coming for
not
him.
the rocket, the rifle.
The rifle.
Double R.
This also is a good time to bring up John Canzano's tweet from November 19th of last year. Stop with the Jaden Daniels Heisman hype. He'd hold a clipboard at both Oregon and Washington.
Bro, there was
Remember
also
that tweet?
There was a guy last night, a Twitter account that claims to be a sharp bettor and even put NFL in his name. I can't remember. It was Athene NFL or something like that, right? And 2 hours before kickoff, he's just Jaden Daniels, college quarterback, doesn't throw in the middle, blah, 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 blah. Now, credit to him. He actually came out and ate crow after the game, so he wasn't one of those guys that's just going to
as long as you do that,
what,
I'm good.
But
yeah.
Yeah. Don't doubt Jaden. All right. When we get back, let's get into some of this Brian Kelly sound and talk about your SEC defensive and offensive players of the week here on OTB.
Off the bench.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. You want a brand new 2024 Toyota Tundra with just 2.99% APR financing for 72 months? We got you. Over there at All-Star Toyota, Tundras are awesome. Man, the Sequoias are really nice. You want a luxury SUV. The Siennas, you already know me. Looking at a Sienna hybrid, save a lot of money, ton of room for activities, sliding doors, all the kids. Or you buy a Toyota certified used vehicle where you get great warranty, or you lease, or you rent, whatever you need. It's all there. By Airline and Goodwood, All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com.
Yeah, go to the website today, see what you can buy new, see what you can lease, and certainly see what you can find in that rental department. And we tell you every single day because it is factual, everything is available in that rental department, not just one or two options. Everything is on the table. So give Ms. Lisa Sessions a call in the rental department today. Go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart
Welcome back to more sports talk with some other stuff mixed in. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's happening, y'all? Okay.
Haven't heard this song in, I don't even know the last time.
I like this a lot. What is this?
Are you being okay? You're being for real. This is Daryl Hall and John Oates.
Hell yeah.
Better known as Hall & Oates.
Yeah. This is a classic.
Old DJ, Daryl and John. That's what I call them.
Yeah.
Everybody else calls them Hall Notes.
Why
Fake
would you do
fans.
that?
That's how I establish real Hall Notes credibility. Oh,
Yeah.
you're talking about Daryl and John? They're pretty good. They're pretty good. Yeah. Also, if you ever ask me, I'm for real about
I know,
music.
I know.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
why
for
I
real.
stopped
Okay,
myself.
She did
Yeah.
stop in the middle
She
of
did
it,
catch
though.
herself, but like, come on.
I just
I want to be
couldn't
allowed.
fathom.
I want to be allowed to be sincerely curious without judgment when it comes.
No,
to
I
music.
know, but like that one was just very surprising. A lot of them like
I don't
don't
know.
surprise
Tell-
me, but this one.
Watch out for Fluff Bothwell. We'll get there a little bit later. It's a USA player. Jake, how about it though, dude? So, okay. One of my main points Saturday, immediate reaction game, and on Monday was kind of, should we be checking ourselves?
Before we wreck ourselves?
Yes. If our reaction to having a quarterback do what Garrett Nussmeier did on Saturday is kind of like, you know.
Yeah, we should.
It was okay. It's pretty good. Well, validation comes in many forms sometimes in this business. And I would say then it was pretty validating to that point when the SEC announces yesterday that Garrett Nussmeier is your SEC Player of the Week. Okay, guys, again, I'm sensing this overall malaise in the Tiger Nation right now.
A lot of malaise.
The Nega-Tigers have crawled out of their graves and they're infecting people left and right. Again, I get it. This is not the team you thought it would be from a preseason expectation standpoint, but guess what? They're not that bad.
We're not that drunk.
Exactly. It's the old beer fest thing. We're not that bad, okay? And you're getting better. You're getting better week by week. Garrett Nussmeier's getting better. Rush attack's getting better. D-line's getting better. We'll get to what Brian Kelly had about the safeties. It sounds like, too, like they have a very clear path of how they believe they can make the safeties get better. Like, the team is going to get better. Are they going to disappoint you? Sure. I've said it a million times. I don't think you're going to beat Ole Miss. Okay, whatever. Screw it. Go play the game. Go play free. Go beat Ole Miss, right? Like, I'm not saying you can't. Just because I sit here and say, I don't think you will. Like, who gives a damn? Just stop freaking moping, y'all. You just had a quarterback complete 72 for 350 and 3 tugs. And on the other side of the ball, you have a pass rusher, arguably the most exciting defensive position, in Braden Swinson, who just won SEC Defensive Player of the Week for the second week in a row, guys. 2 weeks. Do you know how hard that is to do?
In that league, yeah.
In this conference? You do it in a Power 4 game, no BS.
Another great point.
So pull your head out your ass. All of you, quite frankly. You're someone moping around, ruining your enjoyment of football season, okay? You're sitting there forcing yourself to sniff crap, smell the roses, appreciate it, and death to the USA.
University of South Alabama.
Yeah, duh.
Just disclaimers.
Yeah.
Braden
Swinson's about to hostage video Bothwell. Just kidding. Sorry.
All right, so
I'm not trying to cut the knees out of my own point here.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're doing so good.
The point is, let's back it up. Back it up. The point is, let's just have some fun, guys. Let's have some fun.
Now, look, this team definitely has their flaws. There's no question about it. I agree. The preseason expectation is probably one of the big reasons why. There's some things that they still need to get cleaned up. Every coach would tell you that, right? There's deficiencies, sure. But there's also some really good things. Look, did we expect them to be able to run the football better? Absolutely. That's one of the more surprising things that they haven't been able to get it done. But Garrett Nussmeier, in the way that he's played, it needs to be highlighted. Not just this week against UCLA. That was fantastic. But even going back to last week, and we showed a clip, being on the road in a great environment in the SEC, his first ever time to be on a true road game as a starter. He had never been in that situation before, and that's the one you get introduced to.
It's crazy.
And they were bringing cover 0, and he was putting tight ends and backs and the offensive line in the right positions to be able to handle that. He was standing tall. Like we talked about with Jaden Daniels in cover 0, he was standing tall, taking hits, knew he was going to take a hit, but delivered the football multiple times, right? The one that we highlighted last week was the one that Aaron Anderson over the middle of the football field. He didn't, bail as he threw it. He had his shoulder square. He let it rip, and it was a big gain that almost turned into a touchdown. Those are things that you typically don't get from somebody that's never been in that situation. I don't care how long you've been here. Your time here has been watching. It hasn't been playing. Well, now he's playing. In the first couple of moments that we've seen him be tested, he's played really well. Like even going back to the USC game.
Yeah.
Like, Garrett Nussmeier played well enough to win. He had one throw. Now it was a big throw. There's no doubt about it. But he had one throw.
But in his first start, you're allowed to throw.
I mean, this is high-level quarterback play, and the hope is, if you're an LSU fan, is that some of the things that T-Bob was talking about can try to match where Garrett Nussmeier is right now. Now, I don't know if those things can get done, but his level of play is already shown that it's going to be a high level of play all season long.
And what more can you say about Braden Swinson? Legitimately, maybe the best pass rusher in the SEC right now. If not, he's right there.
And that's not just because he's playing against bad tackles or anything. Like, if you go watch the tape, T-Bob, they tried last week and this week a tackle, a tight end, a tackle, a back. He's no longer single blocked. He's fighting through double teams a lot of times.
Yeah, and also it's not like he had multiple sacks against Nichols. I don't even know if he had one.
No, I think it started last week. I think his first sack was South Carolina.
That's what I'm saying. That's multi-sack games against Power 4 opponents there.
Nichols only threw the ball 11 times, and every one of the passes was a quick slant. So they didn't have an opportunity. But to your point, right, it's going against an SEC team, a Big Ten team, and, again, he's been unblockable.
And so appreciate that, man. That's so rare to have that. And really, it's a credit. And, like, if y'all want to know why I'm betting on this staff long term, it's because I see the improvement on the edge from Kevin Peoples. I see the improvement in Swinson, in Shand, in Savion Jones. I see the improvement on the interior, which has been dealt a terrible hand. And yet Ahmad Bro seems to get better every single week. And here's what's funny, Jake, or not funny, darkly funny, gallows humor. If I would have told you before the season where you could least afford injuries, like running back would have been one of them, interior D-line, Jacoby Guillory may have been number one. And then just from a pure talent perspective, Harold Perkins would have been up there. And yet now you've lost John Emery, Jacoby Guillory, and Harold Perkins for the year. So life ain't doing you any favors. But this is a well-coached team. It's a mentally tough team. And they're not always going to win, but they are going to continue to fight. And as long as I continue to see effort, give a damn, a commitment to trying to improve, I'm going to be along there for the ride cheering these guys on because they're getting better.
Right now, Braden Swinson is second in the country in sacks, and he's only half a sack out of the lead. Savion Jones right now is a top 15 player as far as sacks as well. So that's two edge defenders that are second and top 15 as far as sacks this year. So, I mean, that edge play, Kevin Peoples, they've gotten a lot better. That's just, look, it's the same guys you had from a year ago.
Yeah. And, you know, and so, look, those guys came back, and now they're going to benefit.
You just thought about what if one of the
But
three
I'm done with that
back.
conversation. I'm done with that conversation. The interior guys didn't want to come back. That's fine. I get it. They had a really rough go of things. But the edge guys came back, and the edge guys are going to get paid in the NFL now. All right, when we get back here on OTB, let's hear what Coach Brian Kelly had to say in his Monday press conference yesterday. Keep it locked on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Go to Community Steel Company, CommunitySteelCo.com, CommunitySteelCo.com. You need real steel. Well, guess what? Over there in Gonzales, Louisiana, Community Steel's got your back. You need purlin, tubing, roofing, sheet metal, trim. Massive projects over there at Community Steel. Right? Been here and it's going great. Well, thank you all. And continue to work with our friends over there at Community Steel because they're the best. They give you the best prices, customer service. They manufacture everything themselves. Community Steel Company, CommunitySteelCo.com.
Go to the website today, top right corner of the website, and you can click on Community Steel. It'll show you exactly where they're located in Gonzales, Louisiana. I know it's 7:36. They have already been there for 36 minutes waiting on you to come see them. They invite you to come see them in Gonzales, Louisiana. That's why we remind you about where they're located every single day. Throughout the state of Louisiana, they can help you out. Go to the website today to get in contact with them, CommunitySteelCo.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has back-to-school savings like $16,000 off 25 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $16,000 off. All new Bayou vehicles come with a complimentary extended warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. there are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Something there to remind me of how much Taylor annoys the crap out of me. Welcome back. OTB. Right now it's his face staring at me.
Is there anything you can do about it?
No, it's a very punchable face. Just look at the wall for a second, please. All right, so Brian Kelly.
It's 9, by the way.
It is 9,
Yeah.
thank you. Okay, Brian Kelly met with the media yesterday. Let's start with a couple of edges of the D-lines. Here he's talking about the contributions of those edge rushers.
You want 9?
This is 5.
Okay.
Sorry. My bad.
Versatility of the different players that he has. Savion Jones, Swinson, different types of players. One drops in coverage. The other one is much bigger and more physical at the line of scrimmage. But they also have to rush the passer. They also have to be able to be great run defenders. Some of the plays that Swinson made in terms of hustle plays, just get him to play at a higher level coming into this year. And then add a Gabe Relaford, who's a true freshman that's starting to see some playing time. Deshaun Womack, Parrish Shand, that whole group has really contributed in a large degree.
Now Kelly on the interior defensive line, Kelly 6.
A lot of the offseason was about, what are you going to do with the defensive line? They have been a strength for us. Bo's done a great job of making sure that those guys are gap conscious and fundamentally sound and getting off the ball. And we're playing with, as I mentioned, at one time we had Relaford, we had McKinley, we had Ahmad Bro, all on the field at one time. You had Spears at safety. You have 5 true freshmen on the field at one time, and those defensive tackles are doing a really good job. You had Suggs with his first step quickness. He's healthier now. He was battling an ankle injury. We got him back in the mix. Now you've got some versatility. You've got some big bodies that can stop the run. You get some guys now that can add some pass rush. It's starting to come together for us.
Guys, those are seeds being planted now that will bear fruit in the future. 5 freshmen on the field. Only now they're being coached by Corey Raymond, Bo Davis, Kevin Peoples, Jake Olson, a staff that you're much more confident, or at least I'm more confident in from what I've seen this year.
That is wild. Like I didn't even really put it all together. You're watching that.
80% of the players on the field, freshmen. But again, guys that are now going to be molded by these coaches that you paid a lot of money to improve the groups. A year, 2 years, going to be awesome. Here's Kelly 9 and how they viewed the big plays allowed versus UCLA.
I think you have to look at what are the big plays, right? The ones that you don't accept at any level are the big play runs, where you don't have structure to your defense and you don't have the levels. The runs that we saw against South Carolina, we eliminated those. They were not part of what happened on Saturday. These were mental mistakes. We didn't cover a back coming out of the backfield. Yeah. We didn't come out of a blitz pattern when we should have been coming out of a blitz pattern and not recognizing, what that was. We got beat on a fabulous throw down the sideline on a back shoulder. I can live with those. Those are competitive plays down the field when you're in man-to-man coverage. Maybe the ones that we'd like to be better on are, the in-breaking routes in man coverage. Let's take away the inside, force the ball outside. Those are the things with some younger players that we've got to just be better at.
I love this answer at multiple levels, Jake, because certainly I like the fact LSU's going single high, play man coverage, trying to create havoc.
Yeah.
But the slant game, all that kind of it has been too easy.
Yeah.
And I just love hearing it mentioned because, yes, it's been way too easy. And that as long as I know that's a point of focus, something they're working on, okay. And I agree on the back shoulder play. I agree on the play down the sideline for a half. Like, you're right there. Those are just great plays. You got to get beat sometimes. You just don't want to get beat with the big mental busts.
Yeah, the run plays against South Carolina, we all know, you can't have those. Those are too game-changing, and, you're fortunate to be able to fight back into that game. Those big hitters like that, those are crushers. And there's still things in the middle of the football field, what he's talking about, inside leverage. I mean, it's something we've talked about on the broadcast for the last 3 games.
Yeah.
Really go back to the USC game. Where did they make their hay? It was the middle of the football field.
Yeah.
That last drive that USC had, right? You had a safety that had an MA, huge gaping hole right there in the middle of your defense. And there's this soft spot in the LSU defense right now that teams are taking advantage of. But like BK saying here, you slide inside, leverage, technique, and you kind of take some of that away. That's an easy fix. Now you got to get it done still. I don't want to say sure, you got it done. You still got to go out there and do it. But those are things that you clean up from what South Carolina looked like to what it looked like in the run game against UCLA. Now you got to continue to get rid of those things. You got to continue to the things that you keep giving up to these teams. You got to take that away game by game.
All right, coming up next, a couple more answers to get to from Brian Kelly's press conference of media yesterday. Keep it locked here on Off the Bench, 104.5 ESPN.
Off the Bench.
I need some nails. We need acrylic nails. This tippy tap. Go to Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com are your experts for all your exterior construction needs. You want to build yourself an outdoor kitchen, outdoor living area. You want to build a fully custom pool, maybe build a spec pool, maybe just need some pool maintenance. You need any size or type of fence. You need pergolas, bulkheads. It's all. Golly, look at how nice that is. It's all at Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com. Go to the website. Look at the gallery, my friends. You're going to be blown away. Here at Pinnacle, never forget, we build the spaces, you build the memories, and that's what this is all about. Making your home the place that you and your family want to spend time together. PECbuilt.com.
Yeah, that's residential and commercial. Like so many things they can do. Pools, outdoor living spaces, fences, bulkheads, artificial turf. Right? If you need something done in your yard, they can do it. PECbuilt.com.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Welcome back to the best morning sports show around. Sorta. It's Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's happening, y'all? T-Bob, Jake, Alondra, and Taylor hanging out with you today. A couple more Brian Kelly's pieces to get to here. Something that I thought needed to be mentioned. This is Kelly 17 talking about Xavier Thomas.
I just like the way he plays the game. You know, he plays it with, right on the edge with kind of almost a recklessness, but under control, plays with confidence, plays like a veteran that's been there. And look, you love that because you want to go out and, especially on special teams, you want to go out and make blocks for him. You know, you want to go out there and give him a chance to make a play for you. I think he's the best in the country. So why wouldn't you want to be on that team? But I think it's the same way on offense, and he's carrying that, to what he does in running routes and running the football. We missed the block on that counter. If we just kick out the end, that thing's gone for a touchdown. We just miss a block there. So, yeah, I like what he's doing. The versatility, as you mentioned, is what he brings.
And he was fantastic. A little touch pass that he found a way to finish in the end zone. The over-the-shoulder catch. I thought that was, so he didn't actually get into the over-the-shoulder catch there. Interesting. It doesn't matter. I thought that was the answer, but there's an answer where Brian Kelly talks about how on that punt, which is an absolute rocket shot. If he doesn't catch that,
my God,
yeah,
all day.
His dropping on the 5's case too. But it's like if Xavier Thomas doesn't catch that fully Willie Mays running over the shoulder style, ball probably goes to the 5
at least.
Probably looking at a 100-yard putt basically, and instead he gives it back to you at the 40. So Xavier Thomas continues to be a very bright spot in terms of a transfer that's having great effect this year.
Yeah, he was our special teams player of the game because of that.
Nice.
How long has it been since LSU's had somebody back there that you have that kind of feeling towards? Like, you have this confidence. He's got a confidence. And look, Clayton last year, shout out, like, you're the fair catch guy. I've been in that position as well. You did your job, but now you've got some excitement. Now you have a player, like he said, that the players want to block for because they know more times than not, whatever he has to do to return it, he's going to do it like that. Like, most returners let that ball go because the punter boomed it, right?
Yeah.
You've got a landmark where you stand. He punted past your head. You're going to let it go. I mean, Willie Mays Hayes is right. Like, that's what he went out there and did, and that saves you so much field position. Also, you got a 12-yard return after you called it?
Yeah. You still got back. Yeah.
It was
probably a functional 40 yards of hidden yardage saved there.
And that's somebody that we saw get in the end zone. He's run counter before at the running back position. He is somebody that can do a lot of different things. I loved what him and Aaron Anderson have brought to this offense. I loved seeing Aaron Anderson get just like a little quick, like little smoke now route. Just get it in his hands, allow him to make one guy miss, and he picks up 11 yards.
And so my guy Ryan in the chat says we're sitting here again. I think talk about some of the defense struggles. But again, I got to be clear about this, guys. We're not here again. This defense is not the mental bust, not give a damn technique disaster that last year's was. It's not. It's not great. It's not like a dominant defense, but it's not a hopeless one who doesn't care and plays with awful technique and allows guys to just run free through the secondary as if they were picking daisies. And so that's causing me to stay locked in. All right, let's see here. Here's what Coach Kelly had to say about. Which one do I want to do? Replacing Harold Perkins? Yeah, go to Kelly 10. This is on, how do you replace Perk?
Harold Perkins was gifted enough to play a receiver and play both as a linebacker and a nickel. We don't have any of those guys hanging around the locker room other than one. So, you're either in 3 linebackers, right, and then have to deal with that linebacker being in space and covering a lot in space, i.e. against most likely a receiver, or you got to take him out and you got to put a guy that's a hybrid that can play a little bit, in the box, but mostly in space. So that's generally what you're dealing with.
So maybe a little flippant about replacing Harold Perkins yesterday. I mean, again, like I said, bottom line, you get worse when you use a player that caliber. This year, it's maybe not as impactful, but as Coach Kelly's talking about there was a hybrid factor to Perk where you could basically be in nickel or be in a 3 linebacker look, and you weren't actually changing personnel. That changes now.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. It feels like you'll bring Major Burns back to the star position. Jordan Allen probably go back there to the safety position. Whit Weeks, Greg Penn going to stay right there in the middle. And that's probably what it's going to look like. But to his point, offenses didn't really know what you were going to utilize when you had Perk in because he could do both. Now, they know you lose that advantage.
Hour 2 next.
Off the bench.
Hey guys, go to oakparkevents.com, oakparkevents.com. And you already know, look, it's 2 great venues at Oak Lodge and Park 73. The website's oakparkevents.com. Weddings, we've done thousands of them. Corporate events, social events. You're just looking to celebrate a special occasion, maybe a holiday party, a barbecue, a crawfish boil, whatever it is. We got a couple Christmas spots left for your holiday parties, guys. Catering, off-site catering experts as well, no matter what you want in terms of which food. But what about corporate events, man? Because versatility is the key. And we got numerous conference centers, meeting rooms, banquet halls, inside areas, outside areas. You want to have a networking breakfast, luncheon, meeting, all-day seminars, company picnic, even the bouncy house. It's all there at Oak Park. Go to Oak Park Events. Get your consultation today, oakparkevents.com.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206 9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Tuesday, September 24th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect mostly sunny skies with a high of 92. In hour 2 of today's show, we'll have OTB mailbag at 8 a.m. Then we'll look at some of the top games from last weekend across all of college football. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let's go, baby, let's go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah, 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 yeah!
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Oh, Jet is spicy today.
They are. Spicy.
There's a war taking place between people who are wholly dissatisfied with this LSU football team and people who are like, I think it's all right. I think it's all right, which is fine. You know what? Good. I love it. I love disagreement. I love debate. I love passion. So keep it up, guys. Keep it up. Just make sure you hit the like button. That's all I give a damn about.
Yeah. As you're fighting,
yes.
Also like.
Just hit the like button. Sub to the channel. Please, the algorithmic gods that rule our existence. Hour 2 of OTB. Anything else on LSU? I've got one tiny little thing left before we start talking about all of college football. This is from post-game Alondra. Do you have this pulled up? Let me know when you do.
Which one do you want?
The Mason Taylor one.
Okay.
You already know. Because you already know. Once again, what did Mason Taylor go for Saturday? 10 catches for what, 72 or something?
Yeah.
10,
he was a leading receiver.
Yeah, it's his single game record for him.
And not just 10 catches, but, a contextually effective 10. Third down conversions when you had to have it tough catches where you're falling over at odd angles and having to keep your hands underneath it.
8 for 77.
8 for 77. Okay. I was a bit off. I'm getting him and Goddard confused because Goddard went for 10 for 170 or whatever it was against the New Orleans Saints on Sunday.
I got it.
But here was, and Brian Kelly was we didn't get to the sound yesterday because, the show just got busy. But Brian Kelly was very snippy in his postgame on Saturday. He was feeling a little pumped up, a little frisky. Here's what he had to say when asked about Mason Taylor.
And with Mason Taylor, he's been, I guess, a very consistent security blanket for you guys offensively. How important is it to have a guy like him?
Yeah, nobody talked about him coming into the season. I thought he was unheralded. You guys didn't talk about him. The national media didn't talk about him. Now you guys start talking about him because he's the all-time leading receiver in LSU history. And now all of a sudden you want to talk about Mason Taylor. Where were you guys talking about him earlier in the season? You were talking about everybody else but Mason Taylor. So now he's the leading receiver you want to talk about. I don't want to talk about him.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about a finish is
I haven't.
Pure gold.
Oh, man, I haven't heard that. I didn't hear that sound.
So let's talk about Mason Taylor.
I don't want to talk about Mason Taylor.
No, we got to talk about Mason Taylor.
Yeah, we need to talk about Mason Taylor because I don't know if I said it yesterday, off air, on air, but like we are going to miss Mason Taylor when he's gone.
Yeah. He's been really consistent for 3 years now. And again, so, okay, when in the Cowboys-Saints game, how about them Cowboys? Remember when, Taylor, who's old boy that dropped that ball from Dak on maybe a third down?
It was Tolbert.
And it was the best. It was the best part of Tom Brady's young broadcasting career, where they asked him, do you go back to that guy?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you heard it, Jake, but this guy drops pass. They're like, do you go back to that guy? And Tom Brady's just like, no, can't do it.
Ooh.
Not this day.
Not this day. Not this day.
Like, I'm looking to trust you. Cannot do it. And I was kind of struck because I'm like, wow, we don't really think about that. We think of a quarterback just being like, okay, here's my read. I'm going to go here no matter what.
Oh, no.
But, yeah, no, you got your guy, right? You got your guys that you can really trust. You rely on. It is so abundantly clear that Garrett Nussmeier, who's playing such good quarterback, trusts Mason Taylor and Aaron Anderson over everyone right now. When he's in trouble, when they need a big and Kyron Lacy, for sure. But Kyron feels even more like the threat that he goes to for the big plays. But like when you gotta have it, and admittedly, a lot of the design is for him and Taylor to have that connection where, Jake, like we keep talking about, a lot of these zone reads, instead of Garrett pulling and running, the read is to pull and just dump it to either of those guys. But there's just, it's so apparent to me that there is a lot of trust between Taylor, Anderson, and Garrett Nussmeier.
Yeah, and that is a real thing. Your read is your read, and certainly there's going to be plays where you have to come back to those players, but you have security blankets. I mean, everybody does. I mean, Tom Brady's was Gronk. Phillip Rivers was Antonio Gates.
Yep.
Peyton Manning's was Dallas Clark. Like, you have those security blankets where you're like, okay, there's not a whole lot there. Where's my guy? And you find him, and you trust your guy to win his individual matchup. And Garrett Nussmeier has two of those guys right now. And Mason Taylor continues to be somebody that he makes the play. He continues to be somebody that's fighting in the run game. Could he get better there? Absolutely. But he's fighting in the run game to try to get that done. Aaron Anderson's somebody that's playing at a completely different speed. Now, he's not just at the line of scrimmage catch guy. I mean, he's going down the field.
Yeah.
I mean, he's making big plays, all portions of the field.
Yeah.
And
hard catches both in this last game, too. Odd angle catches.
Those guys are going to get fed.
Yeah.
And I'm not calling out Kyron Lacy for having a couple of drops because he hasn't done that this year. He's been really good.
Yes.
But, in that game against UCLA, he had two of those, right? Yeah. And so even within that one game, you'll start to look elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying he's going to leave Kyron Lacy. Kyron Lacy's who he is. We understand that. But, like, even within that game, you kind of saw him go a different direction.
But, like, you got to keep a drive going. You're a quarterback. You're under duress. You throw a ball, and you try to throw it away from the defender. Maybe you throw it a little too far to the ground, a little too much behind. But Taylor and Anderson have done incredible jobs of contorting their body, getting their hands underneath it. And so when that guy comes through for you, okay, back against the wall, who can I rely on? And there's your guys. And there's your guys. And again, Kyron's right there too. I mean, I don't want to just we're not throwing the baby out with the bathwater here. Kyron's absolutely right there as well. But those are the most security blanket type guys. Kyron's still let's big play. You want to throw a fade?
Yeah, against South Carolina.
You attack. Yeah, like you want to attack. Like, okay, that's our number one.
Yeah, my point is within a singular game, though, it can change. Now, you always have your guys throughout a season, but even like in a game, like I've had a game where I've missed a pass, and you could tell the quarterback's a little bit shy to look your way. It's just that's how it is because of what Tom Brady, the greatest to ever do it, said.
Not today. He literally said not today on that, man.
Yeah.
Can't go back there. Won't do it.
Like there's a couple of guys that you'll go back to, but that is like
if you're
5%.
a rookie, you got to earn your way. Like you got to earn your way. Like
no question.
Like Kyron Leach, you're gonna go back to.
Yeah.
The drop's bad. He turned his head a little too soon. He knows that better than anyone.
Yeah, you saw by his reaction, he knew.
Yeah, he knows that better than anyone. But like you going back to that man. It's a vet. But Aaron Anderson, if Aaron Anderson didn't have this start, I don't know if you would be going back to him, right? Like Aaron Anderson, and Mace Taylor's also vet. You kind of knew what he's going to do. Now he hasn't had the jobs. It's great, but like Aaron Anderson has clawed his way to that trust factor, and that should be celebrated. Go to K to Z window coverings, KTOZblinds.com. You want those window coverings that wow, you want to go to K to Z Blinds and have them come out of your home, man. Have them come out to your home, see exactly what's going on, and then customize a plan for you. You're going to learn more about the effect that the correct window coverings can have on your house, whether it's like outdoor kitchen shades. You want like drop-down exterior shades that come down and keep you cool while you're grilling, chilling, glare off TV, maybe even like cool off the inside of your house. Those honeycomb shades where you go to blackout just instantly if you're like a shift worker who's got to sleep at odd hours, you want a baby room. Like, look, it's all of it, guys. And guess what? We can work with any budget. Okay, I don't care if you're starter home or your dream. We got you. Installation included and all the estimates here. So go to K to Z window coverings, KTOZblinds.com. Anything else on LSU, guys? Oh, Taylor, give me these South Alabama names.
Oh, yeah.
Who should we be watching out for come Saturday?
Fluff Brothwell. He's
Brothwell, not Bothwell. Fluff Brothwell.
He's actually, Kelly mentioned him by name the other day. It is Bothwell. Kelly mentioned him by name. Starting running back. Cube Gurley. It's another one I found.
Cube Gurley's not bad.
Yeah, he's a cornerback. 6'1", 183.
Right,
and then a guy who, great name, but also right here from Louisiana and originally went to Tulane, Iverson Celestine.
Iverson Celestine?
Yeah.
Wow, what a syllabic name.
I think Cube was also from Louisiana. There's another one of them that was.
Well, it's crazy, Taylor, because the other day I was talking to a producer, and he was telling me on the set the other day that you fluffed both well. So I didn't realize he might have been actually talking about football. I just misunderstood the conversation completely. But Fluff's actually a good player, right?
Yeah, Kelly mentioned him by name. That's how I found out who he was. And then I looked up the roster, although I kind of found their weakness. Told you guys I'm going to call Coach Kelly and let him know.
Yeah.
They got a defensive player, Achilles Woods.
Uh-oh.
So he's kind of the weakness of this
team. Good job, Taylor. Good scouting. Locating the old Achilles heel on this USA team. Again, I'll say this, guys. I've not dove into USA lately. I've not dove into USA yet. That's going to be more of a Wednesday, Thursday. We start to really break down the opponent. But my initial reaction is, all y'all stop being cowards. Okay, they beat App State, but they're 2-2. They worked by Ohio and North Texas. Stop being freaking cowards. Okay? LSU is going to beat this team. It's a matter of trying to look much better than you did against Nichols while doing so. It's time to teach Minor Banana Black a lesson. Probably my favorite joke I've ever made, guys. It's from Major Applewhite. Get it, guys? If you haven't heard that.
Thank you for explaining it, because I was wondering. I was like,
how did he get Minor
Banana Black coming from?
Well, I don't know if there probably are people listening who don't have any idea that Major Applewhite's the South Alabama head coach coming back home here.
Yeah. Went to Catholic High right across the street.
He's in shambles because last week's game.
Yeah.
I talked to him yesterday. He can't even focus on film.
No doubt.
Can't even focus on LSU.
No doubt.
All right. OTB mailbag coming up next. Keep it locked here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Go to ColemanRoof.com. Coleman Roofing and Construction. ColemanRoof.com. Louisiana's most complete, most reliable, and most respected roofing company, man. Look, you need custom metal work, gutters, everything. Anywhere in the state, anywhere that goes, roof coatings, giant warehouses. This is a company that has been around for 42 years, but was built off of just word of mouth and referrals because the customers are so consistently happy and satisfied. And it's because they go to extreme lengths from beginning all the way to cleanup to make sure that you're good to go. And remember the construction portion as well. So like if you have some drywall that needs work, insulation, all of it, they do that. Then they fix the roof. One-stop shop. Coleman Roof and Construction.
That's residential and commercial. When you go to the website, I mean, you will see what kind of work they can do for you commercially. It doesn't matter how big your project is. They can get it done. And that's throughout the state of Louisiana. Find that contact information on ColemanRoof.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to
This segment leave the rails. It's Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Escape my attention.
What's happening, y'all? Let's keep this playing for a second, man. That is feel-good music, chat. I agree. A lot of this 80s stuff is hitting. If y'all want an elite playlist, you know that show One Day that I still maintain. And for me personally, this was one of the best TV show experiences I've ever had. That playlist is like an 80s Garden State in that it's a variety of artists, but it's all really good, and I just cannot stop listening to it. How quickly with this segment deviate from the rails? That's not what it says. Whatever. Here it says. Go to trashrangers.com. Trash Rangers, just keep this playing for a second. Trashrangers.com is the website. Hey, if you need somebody to handle your waste removal, if you live in Livingston or Sid, you need residential pickup, why not switch to the red cans like all your neighbors have? Okay, look at all of the incredible 5-star reviews, the attention to detail, the customer service, the local give a damn. Actually text you the night before it's your night so you remember. Never forget to put out your cans again. But then also, if you're a business anywhere in the listening area, you need front load dumpsters emptied out 1, 2, 3, 4, even 5, 6 days a week. They understand the flexible needs of business. Get it because they are one. Duh. So they can help you out. If you ever need a roll-off dumpster, 15, 20, 30 on any size, Trash Rangers has trashrangers.com. All right, right now, have you seen From on Amazon Prime? I have not. I'm struggling to find a lot of TV time right now, actually, for whatever reason. Like, the only show I'm really watching is Rings of Power, and I'm working very slowly through the episodes, but I'm loving it.
I've seen the prequel of From. It's 2.
I knew that.
Yes, I'm slowly but surely making Taylor in my own image. I'm proud of you, my young Padawan, my young apprentice.
All right. Oh yeah, I've heard good things about the Penguin. I've heard good things about Penguin. It came out. You were asking about it the other day.
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
No, I didn't know it started.
All right. OTB mailbag.
Special delivery! I have this special delivery for the bench. And look, it is marked most urgent.
We'll be writing to you.
The internet. What the is the internet?
Hashtag OTB mailbag. Will we be able to hold the next coach accountable, or will any shortcomings still be blamed on Coach O? I think, like all conversations, this is a nuanced one. Coach O took over a pretty good situation and elevated it to the stratosphere. He made that team his own. There was a consistent climb in which a lot of lessons were learned. From losing to Troy, yet still, if you don't go the wrong way against Florida, you should have won 10 games that first year, but whatever. From losing to Troy, but you still finished 9-4. So then going 10-3 Festival champs, they're going 15-0 national champs. Oh, incredible work. Then, the same way you kind of had a perfect storm of good, you almost had a perfect storm of bad. You had a literal global pandemic nobody ever dealt before. Players sitting out left and right, all kind of weird things that you would have never guessed, and it completely fell apart. And objectively, Brian Kelly took over a very bad situation. The immediate turnaround was very good. Year 2 was a frustrating mixture of awesome and awful. You had a Heisman winner, awesome. You had a defense that was mind-bogglingly awful. And now you're in year 3, and you are a bit off schedule. Objectively, yes. But I like the coaching changes. I like the consistent recruiting of Louisiana we're seeing. And I like the recruiting going forward. And so, yes, hold Brian Kelly accountable for being off schedule, year 3. But I still got the faith long term, dude. I mean, that's just my opinion on the matter. I think O was awesome too. I think it just fell apart really badly after a point. That's how I would answer it.
Great answer.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Hashtag OTB mailbag. Since when does the Queen allow Lego men in the casino? It's a good question.
From Taylor?
Yeah, I had to take Taylor's head off and I had to flip it around. He had the wrong hairpiece on yesterday. Hashtag OTB mailbag. How early is too early to decorate for Halloween?
I think you're good. You're a month out.
I'm going to go ahead
now,
and call
so-
it Halloween. Yeah, Halloween decks are good to go up. They're popping up in the neighborhood. My kids love it. It's very exciting. Especially if you do like one of those extra normal setups, get some time with it out there, you know?
Yeah.
You should get more than 30 days. If it was just, I would fluff both well for a scoonch right now. If I could just get a scoonch, if I could just get a teensy scoonch, I'd be watching scary movies right now.
Yeah. I mean.
But I can't do it until I get a scoonch.
You can.
September 24th. Okay.
I mean, we're right here on the edge.
You just got to move.
Right here on the edge.
Yeah.
But yeah, put your decks up.
What?
Decorations.
There's somebody in my neighborhood that has like those huge skeletons, like a huge skeleton in their front yard. I love it.
I love those things.
Yeah.
Just a massive
It's so
giant.
big.
Yeah,
and the
they're
yard
awesome.
is so little.
Yeah, they're awesome. Hashtag OTB mailbag. If BK goes 10-2 this year, you see a clip, Nick Saban and Bear Bryant as the GOAT. Hashtag OTB mailbag is these days the best one-day song. I think that might be my favorite. Hashtag OTB mailbag. Did T-Bob flip his take on Perk from won't be better to will be worse? I don't know that. I think we're just dealing in semantics. All I'm trying to get across is that when you lose a player of Perkins' caliber, I cannot say that you get better in any way, but it's just not as impactful as I thought it would have felt if you told me this was going to happen before the season. But I also want to take a step back and look at, we talk about good luck, bad luck. You got lucky in South Carolina. Okay, you've also lost John Emery, Jacoby Guillory, and Harold Perkins for the year. All some of your top players at positions in need. So, luck goes both ways. Has Louisiana lost its ability to produce elite DBs?
I would ask Taylor. He's more locked into high school recruiting. There feels like there's been some good DBs in Louisiana. You've gone into Texas and got some as well. Is it just a little bit of a dry spell for DBs?
Yeah, it's probably a lull, but honestly, when you go back and look at it, LSU's best DBs really haven't been from Louisiana for the most part.
Tyron was, Pat was from Florida.
Pat was from
Trey
Florida.
White was from Louisiana.
Jamal and Delpit were both from Texas.
Yeah.
Trey White, Kevin Tolliver was from Texas. Florida
Eric Reed
as
was
well.
from here, though, right?
Eric Reed was from here.
Yeah, from Baton Rouge, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It's always a mixture. It's not just you're dominating Louisiana on that. So there's not as big of a drop off as people think.
You got DJ Pickett coming from Texas, right? So
that's where you've had the most success in DBs, Texas and Florida.
There you go. Hashtag go to mailbag. Would you give Shohei Ohtani's record-breaking home run ball back to him if you caught it?
No.
No. He's got a lot of money, and I caught the ball.
Yeah,
and that's life-changing money for somebody.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't have to go.
You can buy it back.
You can buy it back.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I'm not
you
can bet on that.
I'm not going to force you to the
Okay,
mat.
yeah.
I'm not going to force you to the mat, but you're going to just give me a little bit.
We did Shohei.
I'm not going to be
Shohei
greedy, super greedy.
Shohei could place a wager on how much that ball's worth.
Yeah,
exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. Come on. You think you're going to give that ball back for a signed bat and glove, which is oftentimes what you get if you trade?
No, who did that the other day? Was it Mookie? Mookie did that the other. A rookie hit his first MLB home run.
That's what we didn't talk about from last night. Jaden said he's not giving the big man the ball.
Well, you and I talked about it. We were at the Queen. I said, T, who do you think gets that ball? That's that big man's first touchdown. Maybe is only of his career.
Yeah.
But it's also Jaden's first passing touchdown. And T's he'll give it to the big guy.
No, and then he was nah, that's my first. I'm like, come on, Jaden, you about to throw 700 more of them things. That guy's never going to find the end zone again.
I told you,
have to make
there's nothing like your first.
You have to make a concerted effort now to get him back in the end zone so he can get that ball. Jane lost a few points in my mind when I heard that answer. Just relax, guys. I'm just kidding. Has to go to mailbag. Would y'all have run at the Heat on the west side of the stadium Saturday? Absolutely no way in hell would I have ridden out the Heat on the west side Saturday. Nope. Full stop. Absolutely not. And as I said yesterday, I hate to agree with Dick Condon, but his take on media members criticizing people as they sit there in that wonderfully air-conditioned press box with food and drink on deck for free. Nah, get the hell out of here, dude. Absolutely ridiculous. It was so hot. No, Trey White's from Louisiana. That's what we were saying.
Port City, Green Oaks.
I mean, that's where all of our good DBs come from, the 318, actually.
Well, I mean, naturally.
Hashtag OTB mailbag. Can we talk a little bit about the game of the week? We will get to, so we're going to look at last week, and then we'll get to next week, the rest of the week. But, yeah, I mean, Alabama, Georgia's going to be massive. Alabama, a home dog.
I'll be there.
Alabama, a home dog for the first time since when?
2008.
2007.
Yeah, so 2008.
I don't think that's right. 07,
The
08
gaslighter just got slipped.
I mean, 07, 08 season. I could see it if you wanted to argue it.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
First time they've been an underdog since Georgia 2015. Now, I'm pretty sure they won that Georgia game like 30-3. Georgia had the blackout. I remember it was just like embarrassing for the Bulldogs. That said, this is not Mark Richt. This is Kirby Smart. Last time they were an underdog at home, I was not traveling with the team, and instead I was watching the game at my friend's frat house and scaring the house mom, thinking that I was going to beat up all these little frat dudes who were pissing me off.
Wait, frats have house moms?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's
low
weird.
moment for me. I think I kind of yelled at her. It was a low moment. It was a low moment.
I mean, you're
very
fine.
Fired up.
Did you ever see her again after that?
No.
Oh, see, you're good.
No.
Doesn't
Just
really
probably
matter.
thinks I'm a real chubby psychopath. Has to go to be mailbag. Do y'all remember South Alabama being canceled because of Hurricane Matthew in 2016?
No.
Oh, he's saying, okay, sorry, they said the west side. Is that the shady side?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have stayed on the shady side. And most people did.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It wasn't bad in the shade.
I just feel like if I would have made the effort to go to the game, I probably personally would have stayed. Because, like, I kind of knew it was hot. So, like, I probably just wouldn't have win at all.
Okay, you're like the guy, like, I mean.
No, I just wouldn't have win at all.
You know, like, if I'm in a firefight, I probably would have done the resupply. You know, I'd be willing to run under enemy fire and go get the resupply. Like, look, talk to me when you've been in it, okay? I feel that you can feel that, but you never know what you're going to do in a situation until you're there.
Okay.
We have people talking about their shins burning off.
I was at the, tell you what, the 2016 Auburn game was hot.
17.
17.
Is 17 the Chark one?
Yeah,
no,
that was
17 was the Fournette game when he threw the guy over his shoulder.
No.
17 was DJ Chark.
Yeah.
Because it was our 10-year reunion of our national championship
Okay, I
team.
thought so. Yeah, that was the unbelievably hot one. Fournette game was not, I mean, it was hot, like normal hot.
That was 2015.
Yes.
This is Fournette. Okay. Yeah,
and that
my
was
years
normal
mixed
hot.
up.
17 was like
that's the hot
same
one.
way you saw UCLA melt.
Mhm.
And the same, like, I was sitting in the sun and I moved and watched the game from the ramps in the shade. I just stood the whole game.
Yes.
I feel like you can.
That game, I was sitting up there in the Sky Club or whatever, because that's the only place that sold alcohol, like at the beginning of Tiger Stadium.
Yeah.
And they sold like different things, even though it was way up high. They were so, and I loved watching like the end zone copy basically of the game. So when DJ returned that punt, like you could see it before it ever happened. But my God, you were touching the sun up there.
I was north end zone.
All right. There it is. Okay, last one. Has to go to be mailbag. Over under 24 USA points against LSU. Under. They ain't putting up 24 on you. Jake?
Under. Right at it.
Coward.
Said under, just like you did.
Coward. Alondra Taylor.
Under.
Yeah, that's right.
What's the over-under?
24.
Could I go right at 24?
Yeah. One step forward, two steps back. It's always the same with you. All right. When we get back, let's talk about last week in college football. More OTB.
Off the bench.
Go Tommy's, GEAUX, Tommy's.com. That gets you to Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding, where you will see the difference clearly. Okay, Tommy has massively good reviews and nearly 3 decades of experience. Credible price points, customer service, how we separate. In fact, I'm so confident in that I just want you to make Tommy's and the team. I want to make you one of the 3 bids, okay? I'm not asking you to outright make them one of the bids and let Tommy and his team prove to you why they are the correct choice for your job. Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. Vinyl wood windows, vinyl siding, hardy plank, any type of door. That's Tommy's.
GoTommys.com is the website. Check out a gallery of work they can do for you because, like, if you see it, obviously it's going to be great work and you're going to be impressed by it. But also remember that they can do any custom job that you need at your home or your business. That's GoTommys.com.
We're Rev Business, a local provider with nearly 90 years of experience. So when it comes to business in Louisiana, we know that personalized service is key. And we're here to go the extra mile with all fiber solutions that deliver what every business needs: reliability and quality. We're not just providers. We're the local team dedicated to helping you succeed. True partnerships are homegrown. Rev Business, internet, phone, managed services. Visit us at letsrev.biz.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency.
Welcome back to the best morning sports show around. Sorta. It's Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
So funny. Cortland Jacob says, Jaden Daniels sucks and will never be an NFL quarterback. All the people trashing Kelly. I mean, the latter half, sure, we can say whatever. But it is funny. Those takes were so prevalent. And to be honest, we can only judge what we see. And year one of Jaden Daniels, there was a lot of good, but I would have never fathomed that he would have become the quarterback that we have now seen for the last 2 years, who throws one of the best balls, one of the best deep balls in all of football. You want to talk about composure, guys? Last night, when it's a critical fourth down and they're not getting the play into him quickly, he's not freaking out. All he's saying is, give me the play. Give me the play so I can get lined up. I need to look at the defense. I need to make sure we're on the same page. What does he do? Calm, collected, bam, gets the play, conversion, game over. Unreal. Give me the old SEC on CBS music, Alondra. Sorry, I forgot to tell you during the break. Now I guess the Big Ten on SEC music. I want to do a little quick run around. I want to do a reach around the country recap on the college football weekend slate that was what? Just a little. We'll start the reach around by going to the big house. Where now, Jake, this music is the Big Ten. And I got to be honest, it felt good to hear Brad and Gary on the call. It really did. This is the rare game where I think both teams can kind of go home happy. Michigan saves their season. Do they have obvious passing deficiencies? Yes. But the defense is still special, and the O-line kicks some ass. And you got to love when a team's like, oh, my God, 3 minutes ago, we have 80 yards. Let's just run the ball. I've never seen it before. Their 2-minute drive was, let's just run it. But, I thought USC showed a lot of mental toughness, Jake, battling back after that pick six. Miller Moss. I thought the defense hit, this was a pad-popping game, a physical game.
Yeah.
Credit to Michigan, finding a way to win. But I liked how both sides looked here.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch this one live. I had to go back and watch only the coaches' copy, so I didn't get the drama of a broadcast. But it did feel like it was back and forth. The momentum was back and forth. Credit USC for finding a way to to fight back in that game, but also even more credit to Michigan for closing that game out. They ran the football at will. Alex Orji's never going to be somebody that is going to put up a crazy stat line through the air, but they do know thyself, and it's going to work against most teams. It won't work against the top of the top, and it didn't against Texas, but it will work against most teams. I think Michigan's going to win some games that we thought maybe they wouldn't be competitive in.
That was my main takeaway, is that this makes Texas look really good.
Yeah.
Did you see Woody Marks strip that ball after the turnover to get him the ball back? That was pretty tight. Okay, next, a little Friday night action. We mentioned a little bit yesterday, but Nebraska, Illinois again. I apologize for consistently disrespecting Brett Bielema, but just a tough-fought game here, back and forth. Both teams making plays when it mattered. Unfortunately, Nebraska's kicker screwing him with 3 minutes left. And then he never looked like a freshman all night until that overtime period.
Yeah.
The youth of Dylan Raiola broke through. That said, even though I know Nebraska fans are hurting right now, Dylan Raiola is freaking awesome.
Yeah, he changes the narrative for them for sure.
Yeah, he's going to be incredible if he's already playing at this level. But I also got to credit Luke Altmaier. I thought that guy sucked. He was bad last year. And look at him now.
I actually think Illinois has got some juice to them. They Illinois,
that leads.
Illinois, Nebraska, Rutgers, Indiana. Yep. That middle tier of the Big Ten. It is going to probably decide the hierarchy of the Big Ten. Now, none of those teams are going to go win it, but they are going to decide it because these top teams have to play them. And one of those teams is going to get somebody. Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, one of those teams will lose to the kind of the middle of the pack Big Ten that we're talking about.
I'm going to get you a little Signetti factoid here in a minute. But Tennessee, Oklahoma, dude. I mean, OU's defense actually really good. Jackson Arnold, not so much. As it is announced yesterday, the Hawkins, I can't remember his first name, the guy who came in and operated that offense, finally had him with a little edge. Hawkins actually going to get the start over Arnold. Venables has seen enough.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. Also, I mean, look, so everybody wants to talk about Tennessee's offense. To me, Dylan Sampson is the offense, but it's about the defense. First nationally in total defense, second in run defense, second and third down defense. They're awesome.
Yeah.
And, oh, by the way, I hate saying that, but Tennessee did this with two backup offensive tackles.
Yeah, Lance Hurd didn't play.
No, both backup offensive tackles. And you do that? Come on now.
Real quick, I didn't know this. Luke Altmaier, by the way, was a top 30 quarterback when he came out. He's from the state of Mississippi. He was a 4-star guy from Starkville High.
Oh, wow.
I knew he started his career at Ole Miss.
Ole Miss?
Yeah. But actually, like a pretty highly rated recruit there. Going back to the Tennessee-Oklahoma game, Tennessee looks like one of the 3 best teams maybe in the country.
So
they have put themselves into the Georgia, Ohio State, Texas, Tennessee now.
Yeah. And then you got your Ole Miss and Alabama.
We got to see what Ole Miss is when they play someone. We think it's going to be great, but we need to see it. Alabama.
I got Mizzou. I kind of bumped Mizzou down a little bit. I love they keep winning, but I am bumping them down.
Yeah.
But just a little bit.
I mean, Penn State's Bowling Green game doesn't look as bad now that they went to College Station and lost in a 1-score game.
Yeah. They're good, man. Bowling Green's pretty good. Colorado Baylor, this game was wild just because you had back-to-back Hail Marys. And then, I mean, Travis Hunter getting a walk-off fumble is tight. You don't see a walk-off fumble too often. Forcing a fumble in overtime that goes out the end zone, game over. But the big news, Nico Gramatica. Or excuse me, this is the Miami USF game, which, God, Miami looks good. But Nico Gramatica for USF hits
Martine's
a 58-yarder. Martine's son. First career field goal, 58 yards.
Wow.
And he sellied just like his dad, but not
did
like
he tear
his Uncle
ACL
Bill.
like
No,
his
that
uncle?
was Uncle
Okay.
Bill.
I know.
He did it like Martine. He did great. Shout out Nico Gramatica.
If South Florida only had to play 3 quarters, they would be salty.
It'd be awesome.
But you have to play 4. And that's when it really goes sideways for them. How about Utah, though? 22-19 over Oklahoma State.
I actually have to catch up on this game. I got to watch a recap after show. Exciting game. I didn't see it.
So Utah, listen to some of these stats of the game, and it's crazy that the score finished where it did, okay? So 20 first downs to 11 for Utah. They were 5 of 8 on third down, but they were 4 of 5 on fourth down.
Sheesh.
Utah was. 456 total yards to only 285 for Oklahoma State. You had 249 rushing for Utah to only 48 for Oklahoma State. You had almost 5 yards to carry for Utah, 3.2 for Oklahoma State. Now, you did have 3 turnovers. They had 2. Time of possession, 42-26 in favor of Utah.
So real quick, how to go from 22-3 to 22-19? Because it was 22-3. I'm just wondering how that happened. Also,
it was,
this clearly shows that Utah's the Big 12 favorite, especially with Kansas State getting waxed by the other Mormons.
So Oklahoma State, they had a long kickoff return and then like 3 plays.
Okay.
They scored. Utah gets the ball back. They punted, and then Oklahoma State went right down the field and they scored. I believe they missed the. I think they went for a 2-point conversion on that one, but. This, like, Utah to win a game like this when you thought Cam Rising was going to play all week and he didn't play yet again, like that, the mental gymnastics of Cam Rising playing or not playing. Brant Keithy had another big game. He had a Wildcat touchdown.
Isaac Wilson has juice. Like last year, you had nothing.
Yeah,
you at
Bryson Barnes?
You at least have something this year. All right, when we get back, Hugh Freeze is kind of a joke, y'all. More to be.
Off the bench.
And that's kind of a mean tease because, like, on an interpersonal level, I like Hugh Freeze. No, I mean, he's always, in all my interaction with the Laundry, he's been very kind to me. I see you give me a quizzical look. I'm talking just say, like, me to him interacting, not what he's done with other people, anything like that. He's always been very kind, very good to me, anything like that. But, like, it's a disaster on the plains, and we'll get into it. What's not a disaster is All-Star Toyota. It's the inverse. In fact, it's It's a success. I don't know what the inverse of a disaster is. The point is, whether you want a new vehicle to a certified used vehicle, you need a rent, you need a body shop or a service center even. You want to go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. All makes and models welcome at the body shop, guys. All makes and models. All-Star Toyota BatonRouge.com.
Go to the website today, see what they have as far as buying new, leasing, renting. Everything is available in all three of those processes. We tell you that every single day, and you can find out more information at allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has back-to-school savings like $16,000 off 25 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $16,000 off. All new Bayou vehicles come with a complimentary extended warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
So an accounting of how bad things are on the plains of Auburn right now. And all of this is David Hale of ESPN asked this question. It's a good question. Why don't we treat Hugh Freeze like we treat Billy Napier? Because right now, this year, Auburn is 0-2 against Power 4 opponents. Jake, this is shocking. Auburn, in its last 25 games, 6-19 against Power Conference foes. 6-19. Auburn has not beaten a Power 5 team that finished with a winning record since Halloween weekend of 2021. Since the start of last season, Florida has one fewer win, but Florida has a better record in conference play. Florida's averaging more points per game. Florida has quarterback play with a 65.7 total QBR. Auburn is at 55. Why is it, Black Spot Billy and not Hugh Freeze To hell.
Do you think it's because, and this is not a rhetorical question, do you think it's because Hugh Freeze had a little bit of success there at Ole Miss, his resume as a head coach, what he did at Liberty, went to a New Year's Six?
I think it's also what, a year. Billy's in year 3. He's in year 2. I think there's other elements. But the point is, like, he should be talked about the same way that we talked about Billy Napier last year as a complete disaster. And it does suck because, like, you beat Alabama last year. A lot of this changes, but you didn't. But what sucks the most is you're going through all that, and this is what your head coach says on his coach's show about the last couple games.
I mean, no offense whatsoever to Arkansas or to Cal. I love Sam Pittman. I hope he wins the rest of his games. But I'm telling you, the hard truth is we play them 9 more times, we beat them 9 times. And that's what's hard to take. And it's hard for our fans, I'm sure, and it's certainly hard for us. And you have 460-something yards, and we only had 50-something plays of offense because we turned it over 5 times.
I'm sorry, I can't get over the tonight we play Beanville, tonight we beat Beanville.
If I was at that coach's show, I would have stood up and thrown rotten tomatoes at that man. I have never heard a coach say that.
Not like that. No.
That is the most excusey, cowardly, and again, I like, on an interpersonal level, I like this man, but like, that is mind-boggling. I understand feeling like that in your heart of hearts, but to come out and say that is so embarrassing. It's pathetic. It would enrage me if I was an Auburn Tiger fan. That is like some of the worst audio I've ever heard, full stop.
Yeah, it's bad. And you can't do that because you didn't win the game. And if I'm Sam Pittman, I'm trolling you right back somehow, some way today. We talk about Florida over the last 4 years being 18 and 23 in their last 41 games, okay? And to your point, T-Bob, Auburn right now in the last 4+ seasons is 25 and 28.
Yeah, guys.
The Auburn Tigers, 25 and 28
forget about that. Forget about that. 6 and 19 against Power 5 teams. 6 and 19. That is beyond the pale. God awful.
You can throw the Group of 5 and the FCS teams in there, and you still have a losing record.
I mean, gross, dude. And that's not all on Freeze, but a lot of it is New Mexico, other stuff. So,
yeah, New Mexico State.
If we play them 9 more times, we beat them 9 times.
I think you'd lose 7
out
of them.
Out of here, nerd. Hour 3 next.
Off the bench.
Anytime you start with no offense.
Hey, no offense.
Something bad's coming.
I love Sam Pittman. I love having cold beer, Sam Pittman.
Yeah.
I would too, actually.
Hugh, how about you just go back to your roots and embrace the hog? Then maybe you could beat them again. Goodwood, speaking of embracing the hog, you want to go to yourgoodwood.com. Don't settle for a mediocre sex life, okay, guys? I mean, you drive on I-10 every morning, you see the billboard right there. Limp, go to yourgoodwood.com. But we don't make light of it, dude, okay? We want to be, don't be embarrassed. If you're suffering from ED, you feel like you have low T, low energy, you're aging, come to Goodwood. Take advantage of affordable, transparent pricing, a customized plan for you, and regain your confidence. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness.
Live your life without fear or embarrassment. Go to the website today, get that appointment scheduled, see what they can do for you. That's yourgoodwood.com.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
It's an everyday thing here. We work horses in the mornings and we work on the property during the day, and without these John Deere tractors, it'd almost be impossible to keep up with the place. I've dealt with some of the other colors and stuff, and I never really got the response back that I get from John Deere, We really enjoy dealing with Sunshine. They're good people. They always check on us and make sure our equipment's running, and we love them. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Tuesday, September 24th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect mostly sunny skies with a high of 92. In hour 3 of today's show, Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football hops on the show at 9 a.m. And then at 9:15, Devin Snow stops by as well. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. And watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Dude, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
What's happening, y'all? We're embracing the hog here in hour 3 of OTB. Wow, fun fact here, guys. Luke Altmaier's dad, one of the orthopedic surgeons from Mississippi State. Real trader to go to Ole Miss. Whatever. Doing great now for Bert. And you know what? Bert continues to promote.
Are you doing Luke Altmaier research over there?
No, I got a text from somebody that just gave me that, and I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, it was. I mean, like I said, he's a big-time recruit.
Now, it's Tuesday, 9 o'clock, which means we head over to the 504 to those beautiful New Orleans Football studios. Of course, guys, New Orleans Football, Nick Underhill, Mike Triplett, the whole team over there bringing you excellent coverage. Been a proud subscriber for years. You should be as well. Nick, what's up, brother? How we doing, dude?
Doing all right. How you guys doing?
Doing well. You know, I got to be honest. You know, it hurts Sunday. A loss always hurts, especially when your defense plays so well, forces so many turnovers. But on the whole, I'm not really that concerned. Like, you have a perfect golden ticket scenario this Sunday. Right? The Bucs lose in embarrassing fashion, so you're fine there. The Falcons lose. You have a chance to drop them to 1-3, go to 3-1 yourself. Like, you have the opportunity to be okay. But we'll get there in a second. Sorry, I want to start here. How much of an impact in your film review was no Taysom Hill in Sunday's game?
Yeah, I think so. I think a little bit of an impact on 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1. I think he would have carried the ball there. Yeah. So it starts there. I think that's an issue. I think it kind of hides with some of your or affects some of your ability to disguise a little bit. I think he blocks better than some of your tight ends. So I think it was an issue for sure. I mean, the bigger issue though is Eric McCoy going out on the third play.
No doubt.
I think that just kind of crumbled everything at that point. The interior blocking was maybe the worst I've ever seen in a game, honestly. Like it was rough. Like, and I think with the week to prepare, they'd be able to overcome that. And I think that's a huge issue. And that was really the difference in that game. Him going down was really massive. And we've seen them hide Trevor Penning before. I thought Trevor Penning was really bad in this game too, though. But we've seen them hide Trevor Penning. We've seen them hide kind of their offensive line issues up until this point. So this week having to do it to hide McCoy, like I think they'll look better without him in this game than they did without him against Philadelphia, because they'll have a week to prepare. But that was a massive issue, and I don't think they ever really made that adjustment in game.
Well, it looked like you had a tackle playing guard. Like that's what it looked like. Like you didn't look like you had a natural guard after McCoy goes down. Lucas Patrick has to slide over to center, but you do think like with a week of practice that will look better because it didn't look natural.
Yeah, I think with the week of practice, I think you have a better plan. I mean, obviously, I think you put in protections and do different things with McCoy because you know that he can do them too. So I think you kind of change up your whole entire approach on the O-line. So that would be different. Not having to do it on the fly, I think is just a lot easier. So it's going to be a big thing they have to try to overcome this week. And if Cesar Ruiz doesn't play, I don't know though. Like that's a lot to try to cover up on that offensive line. So those are the two big things to watch for this week is those guys, whether they play or not. And I kind of lean towards no, honestly, on both of them. So we'll see. I mean, it's going to be a massive test. If they don't play, I mean, you're basically trying to hide center over to right tackle in a game. And I don't know if you can do it. I mean, they've looked amazing so far, kind of covering that stuff up. Wheels kind of came out a little bit this week. So I think the coaching staff on that side of the ball has earned the benefit of doubt to see what they can cook up with missing players and everything. But I mean, I would say I'm a little bit alarmed for sure. I mean, the offensive line was a weak point of the team, and I think you might be down, one or two players this week. So that's going to be a big deal.
All right, and Nick, I'm going to give you a personnel question, a scheme question. So on Sunday, Jalen Carter just felt like he took over that game completely. What is Atlanta bringing to bear on the defensive line?
I mean, David Onyemata, and he can kind of blow it up on the inside too in the right situations. I mean, he's not Jalen Carter, but Jalen Carter's not Aaron Donald, and damn, you would have thought he was last week. So, Onyemata going against these guys, if they're down a couple, I mean, I think that's going to be a tough test. I mean, it really is. He's a mauler. He's strong. If you're not organized, I think it's going to be a tough test for them. And, they got good players too at other positions, especially at safety. So if you're speeding up the quarterback at all and he's making some bad decisions, you're going to pay for him in this game. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough game. It really is. I mean, they should win it if they're at full strength, but I based on right now coming out of that game, seeing the way Eric went down, I don't think you're going to see this team at full strength.
No, I mean, look, I went on Big Fave's Inside the Truth show last night, and we talked about that too. It's like, what happens when it's already your weakest group, and then you remove the center, which is already important to the O-line, is making calls, but the center also happens to be your most experienced and your best player. Like it is a triple whammy, right? Very hard to overcome. Schematically, Nick, the Saints made so much hay by going big in the first 2 weeks of the season, forcing team out of nickel looks, having success running the ball with all their formations, but then still being able to find success throwing the ball down the field. What did Philly do schematically to counter that? Felt like a lot of five-man fronts. I haven't watched the film yet. So what did Philly do?
Well, they play that 6-1 tilt, and Fangio came up with it when the Rams were running all over everybody back in the day, and they brought it out on a lot of first downs. And basically, it's a 4-3, but the way it's kind of set up, you got six guys basically on the line and one guy kind of at linebacker, and they just clog every gap and try to squeeze every single outside zone run all the way to the sideline, kind of make sure there's nowhere to cut back. That gives your DBs time to come up and make the tackle, and there's just kind of nowhere to go. And it wasn't like they were completely suffocating on those. Like there was one where Alvin got 5 yards, but it felt like he was just working so hard to try to like get those 5 yards, sprinting to the edge, getting to the sideline. There just wasn't anywhere to go. And they did a whole lot of that. And I mean, that's something that you do see teams do against these Shanahan offenses. This is the first time we've seen it. So they're going to have an answer for it going forward. I doubt they were surprised by it or anything like that, but it was definitely effective. And then you take out some of your rangiest player, McCoy's going to get out there. Maybe he's the difference in laying a block that kind of springs one of those lanes, but they just didn't have that. So that was kind of the difference in this game. They just made it really hard to run. Going back and watching the game, I know a lot of the social media reaction was that it was like a poorly called game. Oh, where are the plays? Where there were people open, but when you were getting blown up by interior pressure on damn near every single play, there's just really nothing you can do. And to Derek Carr's credit, we spent a year talking about how he stinks under pressure and everything. In this one isolated game, I thought he actually kind of handled it well. He didn't look panicked. He was still trying to make throws when he was getting hit. The very last play of the game obviously was a disaster, and you got to make a better decision there. But considering I would bet Jalen Carter's pressure rate was maybe among the highest of all time for an interior player in this game. It was that bad. And I'm not overstating it. So I thought he kind of handled it okay, but I thought the Eagles had a really good plan. Every now and then you're going to get into a rock fight, and they were in a rock fight. And so, unfortunately, they should have won the game. I do feel like
they came up with the score, right? I mean, that's what frustrates you. They came up with the play, and then the defense would have been holding the rope all day long, just couldn't hold it once more.
These are the kind of games where, at the end of the season, it feels like if you have a special team, you find the way to win these games, but they found a way to lose it. And that's the thing that's frustrating about it. They should have won, and they didn't.
So any worry about having 2 weeks of film now out there in the NFL, maybe the offense stalled a little bit, or do you think it truly is because of the injuries that you had, you could not stop the pressure they got in the middle of the defense there with Carter and others?
I think it's both. I mean, yeah, for sure. It's definitely both. I mean, people get an idea of what you're going to do, what your identity is going to be, and they defend it a little bit better. You aren't surprising anyone anymore. But I was reading something yesterday. They did this story, I think, in 2020 with Shanahan, McVay, and LaFleur, and obviously they all come from that Washington coaching staff. And they did this panel. And one of the questions was, who is the person that's the toughest to go against? And each one of them said Fangio. I think Fangio just kind of knows this offensive system probably a little bit better than everybody else, defends it a little bit better. And, it's a common thread there. Obviously, Kubiak comes from that same tree. So, yeah, but I do think that people are kind of figuring out what they're doing. I think they're figuring out Trevor Penning a little bit too, how he was being hidden. I counted 12 bad plays in this game for him. It was not a good game for him. He was getting beat as much as the other guys. So yeah, it's both though for sure. And you take Eric out, and I just think that's a massive deal. Just the way Carter dominated that game. And obviously I think he was going to get his pressures in that anyhow, but I think it was amplified quite a bit. And, maybe McCoy finds a way to adjust and make a shift to something there. But, there was a play where both guards pulled and they crashed into each other behind the quarterback. It just, there was just a level of preparation trying to do all this stuff on the fly, and it didn't hit. And ultimately that does come back to coaching. You want to find a way to figure it out. But, I'm willing to wait to see, because that plan against Dallas was one of the best plans I've ever seen as far as protection. So we'll see what they come up with, but it's a lot to overcome.
Nick, there's a lot on the line Sunday, I mean, at a time in which you're going to be down players, again, you win and everything's all good. You beat your most hated rival. You're 3-1. You'll at least have a tie for the NFC South lead. Your rival will be down there at the bottom with the Panthers. But you lose, and all of a sudden, all the goodwill of the 2 weeks completely out the window. Derek Carr sucks again. Dennis Allen sucks again. The entire franchise is a disaster. Those are the narratives at play going into Sunday. This feels like one of the bigger weeks that I can remember.
No, it definitely is. I mean, you lose this week and then you're playing Kansas City. I mean, and then you're playing the Bucs. So you could skid. You could definitely skid a little bit. And last year, that people forget they started 2-0 last year, and then they lost 3 in a row. So it can be done. Like, how the script kind of plays out. So yeah, look, if they had won this game, like the whole thing is different. Like you can. The thing me and Mike have been saying, like, you can lose as many as you win in the start. Like, you bought yourself 2 losses by starting 2-0. If you win 3, you bought yourself 3 losses. And you do just kind of have to get through this early stretch, and then it kind of opens up, and, it's open road going from there a little bit. But you don't want to be in a spot where you're 2-4 or something like that. I mean, that's not a good place to be. The psyche of the team last year, we've talked about this a lot. Like, it was at a place that felt very, very fragile, and like it could have collapsed on itself. You get to a point where you're at that spot. You got a lot of key players in contract years, young guys going into contract years. Those people start kind of checking out on the team goals when you get in a situation like that, kind of start thinking about themselves. Like, it could go sideways really quick. And I think it's important. Like, Atlanta's a winnable game. You got to win this game. Then you can lose to Kansas City and, whatever. But you don't want to lose this game. You're in a bad position if you lose this game, I think.
Well, the NFL will make sure you lose to Kansas City. I think we all know that.
I mean, they're going to It's a call. It's not a call. Whatever helps out our boy Patty.
Yeah. Paulson Adebo is going to get like 4 PIs that week. Like anything that's even close. Yeah.
There is no doubt about that. Hey, real quick, I do want to ask you maybe what's something that you think that the Saints might struggle with against the Falcons? Like, when you look at Cousins and kind of the way that offense has changed. Is there anything offensively the Falcons do, even though the Saints defense has played so well, that maybe makes you a little nervous?
Yeah, I mean, I'm terrified about the run defense now. Like, we just saw it last week. And he's a similar type of runner, strong, explosive, all that stuff. That was the big question coming in, right? Like, are they going to be better defending the run? They were terrible at it last year. And you give up an explosive. I mean, that's game changing. You can be great the whole game, but if you're leaky and giving up one, and that's kind of how it went last year. It was like they'd be fine, and then they give up a huge play. That's scary, definitely. And then, the tight end there hasn't done a ton, but defending tight ends is it's like, it feels like a decade-long problem for the Saints. I mean, that's kind of the biggest fantasy hack out there, is that if a team has a good pass-catching tight end, like, and they're playing the Saints, put them in your lineup, and they're going to get you the points. I thought they made a decent adjustment against Goddard after the first half, but then, you have Jordan Howden come down and crash in, and you give up a 65-yard play, and all of a sudden Goddard's sitting on 170. So I think the 2 areas where you're kind of worried about the defense the most, Atlanta can exploit kind of both those things. So, I don't love the matchup. I really don't. I don't love it.
Look, New Orleans football is the site, guys. Stay up to date there. You will learn everything you need to know about the Eric McCoy injury, the availability of Cesar Ruiz, how this team's looking to prepare for next week against the Falcons. Nick, thank you so much, my friend.
Yeah, see you guys next week.
Nick Underhill, New Orleans football. He is the best. So, yeah, man. I mean, again, it sucks because you just needed a little injury luck. Like,
yeah.
Why, of all the people, why did you take out? I mean, Eric McCoy might be the most invaluable player on this team contextually as to what he means to his position group. And why'd that guy have to get taken out? That sucks. Taysom Hill, right? The Kyle Juszczyk of your offense. Although I expect he will play on Sunday, given that he was already practicing last week. But yeah, just a huge bummer there. Huge bummer there. But
yeah, I mean, you're shuffling around an offensive line that was already poor.
Yeah, I mean, Cesar Ruiz missed. I don't even know who.
Well, I mean, he missed the game Sunday, even though he was playing. So
okay, for a second you had me freaked out like I missed something. Yeah, true. But I literally mean, like, who will be the names?
Have you ever seen a player? And at times he's good. So but when he's bad, all of his technique goes completely out the window. I have never seen a NFL lineman reach out with his hands and duck his head as much as he does. Yeah. And T, you know this better than I do. Like, that is like probably like day one, high school, college, pros, doesn't matter the level. Like, you can't do that.
No.
And he does that.
It's
and pass protection. I mean, that's like the number one, hey, don't do this, is like the first thing that you learn in pass protection.
It's not ideal, but I'm keeping the faith.
That's fine. Yes. You can keep the faith. I'm not trying to jump off ship here, but he does it far too often to be a pro with that many games.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't do it consistently. Like, I'm not saying it's the only thing that he does, but he does it enough where it's a glaring just technique flaw.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can pull the video of what I'm talking about.
We don't need it.
No, I'm just saying for our listeners. Like, I think they need a visual of what we're talking about.
You see it just getting out of your toes.
Yeah, but like, you know that. I mean, it's not very hard to get over your toes, but.
Hold the Mayo coming up next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Alondra, you're asking some questions I'm not sure you want the answer to here in the chat.
Oh, no, Alondra.
I will educate you.
Okay, I have no
As an
idea what
expert
that
in
means.
Pogs, you have the Slammer. It's a game where you I used to love it growing up. You know what else I'm an expert at? Apparently gambling. Because we cashed at the Queen last night, guys. Team OTB put the picture up. Had a great time hanging out at the Queen of Baton Rouge. Been renovated top to bottom. Absolutely beautiful, guys. The new DraftKings Sportsbook is such a fun spot to take in the game. Have a couple beers, watch some football, watch the Heisman Bowl last night. And, again, it's got the 1717 Restaurant and Lounge with excellent food and drinks. Look how happy we all look. That's at the bar in the DraftKings Sportsbook. If you flip it around, you'll see TVs, giant televisions, great booths to watch the game from. Everybody playing, everybody cheering. All the games you want. It's all right here in Baton Rouge. Go to the Queen. We're all about the Queen, baby. Yes, the Queen.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving.
Show, but the pain still grows. Some stranger to you and me. I can feel it coming
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. We missed him yesterday, but we got him today. It's our guy. Hold the mayo. Dev, what's up, brother? Did y'all check the mic before? He texted me, y'all were supposed to check the mic before. We can go to the phone line if we need to. Not a big deal. Just grab the phone.
It might be Dev because we literally just talked.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Just
There we
Dev,
go.
we got you. Hello. All right, now just call him. Just call him. Not big deal. Everybody, calm down. Everybody, calm down. Everybody, calm down, guys. Just call him up. We're good. We're good. Relax. I just got back from my ayahuasca trip. RELAX. Not a big deal, guys. So, how about them Cowboys, dude? 1 and 2. Doesn't seem like that fault, does it? If your mic's not on, doesn't seem like that fault.
Testing.
There we go. There we go. Now
Ooh, hey.
Taylor, what's the Cowboys record again? 1 and 2. Oh, that's right, 1 and 2. Okay, great. Do we have Dev on the phone? Dev, what's up, brother? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear y'all.
Perfect. Here we go, baby. Live from Spread Quarters. Hold the mayo at Snow Like John on Twitter. Dev, what's up, man? I know it had to be a bit different from the first 2 weeks. What were the overall vibes on Spread Quarters on Sunday? I thought Yeah I'm Live was actually pretty measured. I didn't hear roast beef on, but like I feel like there's, no one's like fully off quite yet, but everyone is feeling much more insecure.
Yeah, I think that's like the perfect way to describe it. I don't think anybody blew a gasket. I don't think anybody wants to move, out the state, anything like that. I think it was just one of those games where you would have thought that this new Saints team would have been able to pull out the win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we just got humbly reminded.
I almost thought I got out of the car, Dev, because of what you're talking about. Like, I got out of the car, went to my son's soccer game, and I'm like, oh, they had that. They scored Olave. This Saints team, that defense, they're not going to give up, the lead there. And then, one of the dads is like, oh, my God, the Saints lost. I'm like, no, they didn't. Yeah. I almost didn't believe it because of what you're talking about. Like, your defense is something that no matter what over the last couple of years, you've had a lot of faith in. And the way they played, they didn't give up a point to the fourth quarter. Like, that was the surprising thing. Like, the offense went and made the play, but the defense, you've got, a busted play that gets them all the way down there. But that was the shocking thing, was the defense is something you've been able to count on.
Yeah, you wouldn't have thought, because you really didn't feel like a 65-yard run was going to happen,
No.
So when it did happen, it's like, okay, defense getting a little tired over here, and I hated to go look at the stats entering the fourth quarter, but I did. And, hey, it sucks. It's unfortunate that the one player you didn't want to get hurt, Eric McCoy, it sucks. But, it's the NFL, dude.
Yeah, nobody's it's not gonna give the coaches a free pass or anything. Like it is the worst injury you could have caught. But if you go lose to the Falcons, people are gonna be completely off.
But also, I'm tired of people getting so comfortable. Like, Eric McCoy went out the first drive. Like, how are we so comfortable after one drive? And of course, huge blow. But we oh well, it's over. We can't play football anymore. Offense is done, dude. They got dudes, the Eagles, who had Lane Johnson go out. They had Mekhi Becton go, So I just don't understand, why we so quick to, concede, again.
I just think, Dev, if I wanted to play devil's advocate and argue that point, I think it would just be that, This is already the weakest position group on the team. He's unquestionably your best player and your leader, and it's at a mentally heavy position. So, like, if I have a week to game plan the absence of Eric McCoy, that is miles different than all of a sudden Lucas Patrick is in at center. Like, I can understand there being a tail effect there.
I get it. I just, having 59 yards passing going into the fourth quarter, dude, give me 100. Give me 120. Give me anything better than 59. Well, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, dude, okay, so we just can't play football on offense. If, don't get me wrong, that's offensive player. If he goes down, it's just like, oh, but it's over with. And now they're talking about, I didn't hear about this until Nick Underhill got on there this morning. Cesar Ruiz, I didn't even see that happen.
No. That's one of those weird ones where, maybe it's just something nagging the guy plays through and then it gets bad. And I don't know. But the the other part about this is, though, also Sunday there were a lot of bad elements in play. Losing Eric McCoy immediately, no Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
As Nick just talked about, a Vic Fangio defense that had a lot of experience attacking Shanahan-style offenses. Jalen Carter, just an uber-talented interior defensive lineman that's like a giant, I see how it got to where it got on Sunday. And it just sucks because the offense finally broke through and got you the play to win the game. And it was at that deep to point that your defense was just out of gas and just couldn't hold the line. And I just hate that it's on this little tight end crossing route and you got three guys running into one another in the middle of the field. It's just a frustrating visual.
Yeah, and look, I love the defense, just as much as the next guy. But one thing I do want to point out, there's a couple guys on that defense just out there getting cardio, dude. Cam Jordan, Peyton Turner, Isaiah Foskey, with the usual suspects. And you hate to put Cam Jordan in there.
Bro. I mean, yeah, you're going after Cam.
But you hate to do it. But it's just if anybody gets an exception, it's him. The other two, they go open up a flower shop, as far as I'm concerned. These guys, they don't want to do nothing. No stats. Peyton Turner, no stats.
Tony Snell.
No stats. I mean, it's like, dude, that's two. You want to talk about the offensive line? If we rolling with Chase Young and Granderson, and that's all we're going to roll with, get these other two cats out of here. Let's get some offensive linemen on the team.
Yeah, and Brian Brzez's awesome. But I don't know what you're talking about edge defenders in there.
How many times you got to say it?
Did you see the Peyton Turner cheap shot, too, that's making the rounds now? I missed it live.
I don't believe that was his intention. I think that the internet took that and turned it in that he spit on a guy. I don't
know about spit on him, but Devontae Smith's laying there knocked out without a helmet. He does kind of dive on him pretty after the play. And I know Peyton's really hungry to get any sort of action, but maybe jumping on the dead guy isn't the play. I don't know.
Hey, the ball was out, man. So
okay, that's fair. That you're right. You're right.
The ball was out. By the way, you hate to bring up refs. Refs, they could have had a little better vision this last game because there was a lot of things they just, I don't know.
Ball was out. That's true.
The ball was out. How did we go to commercial after? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand that. But anyway, yeah, Peyton Turner's so hungry for action. Yeah, he's falling on dudes who are unconscious.
He did dive at the ball. That's true. That's my bad.
Yeah, that's probably what. I don't think. I mean, Eagles fans really reached on that. They tried to. I never once said Peyton Turner's a bad guy either. I've never seen anything that was.
That's true. Well, you hadn't seen a lot of them, so that's probably
No, but he likes anime. He seems like a good kid.
Oh, because if you like anime, you're.
Just like a little nerdy. He seems a little nerdy and sweet. He seems a little nerdy and sweet. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, fair enough.
Dev, were you at the Dome?
No, I didn't go to this past game.
Okay, because I've heard from people who were that maybe the Dome wasn't quite as rocking as I was hoping for.
Uh-oh.
And it makes sense. A lot of Philly fans coming in from out of town. Heard they might have had about 12,000 in there.
It makes sense. It was 3-0 majority of the game. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but sometimes in a defensive battle, you can get a little crunk, though, because you're going to be on, my boy Scott was talking about this last night. I think I agree with him, you're on defense all the time. You're supposed to get really loud when you're on defense. come up with 4 turnovers. I know you get frustrated with the offense, but I guess I'm just a bit surprised. I expected it to be like vintage, 90% of what we know the Superdome can be, and I heard it was maybe more like 65.
I mean, it's simple psychology to me because, like, you scored, buku points the first 2 weeks, and then you come out and you could only score 3. It probably just took the soul out of the grass cutters. Just got it.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, it probably just took these guys with these weed. They make these weed eaters louder every year. I think that's they make a new iPhone every year. Well, they make a new eater, just make it louder.
Every time we go to like a remote at like a golf course or something, Dev, it's every time.
It feels like, dude, it feels like he gets like into the walls with the weed eater. It's really.
Matt C says Eagles fans were obnoxious as obnoxious as hell in the Dome after the game. Guys, we just second lined around Jerry World. Okay, let's not, glass houses. Let's not cast stones. That's the best part about the NFL. If you go to an NFL away game or college, whatever, you are well within your rights. Like, did you see the Eagle fan make that little kid cry?
Yeah.
That was hilarious, dude. Oh, my God. That was so good. Like, that's why football's great. So, yeah, that's okay.
And Eagles fans travel well. So I see people saying there was a lot of – they travel well. They network well.
The Birds.
They probably hit up a lot of Saints fans, got them tickets off of them. Steelers fans do it. Green Bay does it. So I wasn't surprised with that at all. They just travel well,
So, Dev, everything comes down to Sunday, right?
Absolutely.
Against the Falcons?
Absolutely. You got to make it happen, dude. You got to beat the Falcons, dude. And this feels like one of them Falcons games, man. I can already feel the tension. You know?
Yes.
It's going to be a Derek Carr legacy game.
Yep. It's a tight B-hole game.
Yeah, he's going to have to let it loose, Hey, let's give a mulligan on this last game with the play calling and how the offense played. Fair enough. I'll do it. But, we got to come out letting it sling against the Falcons. And he's going to have to be careful because them dudes can get turnovers. You already know Jesse Bates. I mean, I feel like every time I turn on a Falcons game, he's getting an interception.
And he baited you last year. And that was, of course, one of the clips post-game that made people kind of turn on Derek Carr.
I forgot about that.
I'll never forget that one. Derek Carr tapping him on the ass after buddy. It's a division rival. I just threw a pick six, but, let's laugh it off.
Dad, where we go for RB and R Day today?
Well, it's Tuesday, so we're gonna stay put.
That's right.
But,
I'm an idiot.
I
just fell back. I just fell back into like my traditional end of the interview question.
He said we're gonna stay put.
Right there. I want to give some happy birthdays out, man. This is a good birthday day.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Eddie George.
Okay. Shout out.
Is he still coaching?
I think so.
Madden 2001, first player to ever appear on a Madden cover by himself, Eddie George.
Wow. That's a fun fact.
Happy birthday to Kyle Turley.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, legend.
Ripping a Jets helmet off and chunking it. I was at that game with my dad. I think the Jets player was like just disrespecting Aaron Brooks, and Kyle Turley wasn't having it. Happy birthday, Jim Henson. Okay?
Yes.
And Jim Henson's dead. He died in 1990, which is crazy. But Jim Henson, created Kermit.
Watch the Jim Henson documentary on Disney Plus. It is fan-freaking-tastic.
Dude was cooking up the Muppets at 18.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah. Very creative. One of the greatest creative minds of our time.
So happy birthday to happy. What do you call it when they're not here no more?
We still say birthday. I still say happy birthday though, right?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Happy birthday to Eddie George, Jim Henson, and
Kyle Turley.
And Kyle Turley. What a grouping. What a grouping. That's an insane grouping. I never would have thought those three names would be mentioned in the same sentence.
But anyway, yeah, man.
HTMsports.com/shop for all your merch. Check out Spread Quarters live after the game. Call-ins are amazing. Dev, thank you so much, brother.
Let's go, baby. Who dat?
Let's go, baby. Who dat? Beat the Falcons, baby. Beat them up.
Hey, T, you want to know Cesar Ruiz's pass blocking grade on Sunday?
32, which is a crazy low number. I'm just saying that because, he's had crazy low numbers before.
4.4.
No.
4.4.
No, out of 100?
Out of 100.
Oh, my God.
4.4.
What? How is that possible?
The Saints as a team, 22.6.
Okay, let's go to break. More OTB next.
Off the bench.
Good God, that's bad. What's not bad is ITI Technical College. ITIcollege.edu, ITIcollege.edu. Look, man, 225-267-8003. 267-8003. You want to help out OTB? That's the number you could call. But you know what? At the end of the day, I just want to help you. So I don't care how you get in touch with them. As long as you go to ITIcollege.edu, they see what you can offer. You set up a tour of their beautiful campus right there on the Airline Highway, and you change your life in just 2 years. You get a career, and a good one. And they have financial assistance through various programs, flexible class schedules, day class, night classes. You get Fridays off. Go to ITIcollege.edu.
Yeah, go to the website today. You can see the beautiful campus right there on the homepage, but we encourage you, go see them off Airline Highway. Go walk it for yourself. You'll be blown away. ITIcollege.edu.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction.
Welcome back to more sports talk with some other stuff mixed in. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Welcome back to OTB. DJ Trump says 4.4 OMFG. That's unbelievable. Apparently Udo had a what, Jake?
0.2.
0. Oh, no, we can't lose to the Falcons.
Juwan Johnson in pass protection, 12.3. He's a tight end, but still, that's not great. I mean, Trevor Penning had 46.4.
Let's go. Hey, looking pretty good by comparison, you know?
Lucas Patrick, actually.
Surround yourselves with ugly people, and you become the hot friend. It's a heady play by Penning.
It is a heady play.
Really smart play.
Go gather up a bunch of 4s, and your 6 will turn into a 10.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
You know?
That's what I'm saying. Why do you think I hang out with Taylor so much? It's time. Speaking of that guy, it's time for a Tay-Tay NFL story of the day.
It's time for Tay-Tay's NFL story of the day. Your daily dose of NFL news from Taylor Sharp.
This one goes to our guy Jacob Hester because yesterday Los Angeles Chargers safety Derwin James will be suspended 1 game without pay for repeated violations of playing rules intended to protect the health and safety of players. So that's an easy one to say.
More like Derwin Perfect.
This comes because of a hit that he landed on Steelers tight end Pat Freiermuth. It was in the third quarter of their 20-10 loss. The NFL actually sent him a letter, and they said, your continued disregard for NFL playing rules will not be tolerated. Substantial penalties are warranted when players violate the rules intended to protect player safety on a repeated basis, particularly when the violations carry with them a significant risk of injury to an opposing player.
Are we playing tackle football anymore?
No, we're not.
Are we playing tackle football?
We're actually not playing tackle football anymore.
Maybe Derwin James should respect the shield.
Or maybe they should put Roger Goodell in a uniform and see how he'd react when a tight end catches the football and you're 3 yards away from him and you're trying to make a play.
Is what Roger Goodell did. He would respect the shield.
Are we close to putting flags on these guys?
Yeah.
Respect the shield.
Like the video y'all just showed of the Saints player was probably more egregious than when Derwin James
that was
did.
a brutal hit. That was a jacked up.
Dude, you're a safety. You're a safety. Reacting to a play. Hey, Taylor, who did the Chiefs play or the Chargers play next?
That's what I was going to get into. So even if he appeals it, the appeal will not go through in time. As of right now, he'll be able to be reactivated September 30th. Who do they play September 29th? Well, the team you were talking about earlier, Jake, the Kansas City Chiefs.
There you go.
So you're without
NFL.
the best safety in the NFL. But,
Keep
they were
your
talking
third
about
eye open.
They were talking about his repeated violations. He's actually been called for 7 unnecessary roughness penalties in his career, tied with our guy Marshawn Lattimore and Jordan Poyer for the second most since 2018 behind Xavier Woods. However, James got those 7 unnecessary roughness penalties in 69 games. Lattimore, it took him 79, and Xavier Woods 92. So shout out to Derwin James on a record pace
there you go.
for unnecessary roughness penalties.
He's the Rasheed Wallace of football. Isn't Freiermuth what you put in a martini?
Yeah, it is.
That's exactly what you put in a martini.
With a little olive?
Yeah.
No, isn't that the gift that one of the wise men gave Freiermuth?
Yes, along with the incense and myrrh.
Yeah, Freiermuth.
Freiermuth is what Matt's going to do if he had a lisp and Musso got caught doing crack in the hallway.
How did you get to that?
We had the Freiermuth. All right, when we get back, Ask the Bench, more OTB coming up next.
Off the bench.
Go to centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org, 925-8552, 925-8552. Central Plumbing is your one-stop plumbing shop, man. They've been at it for 50 years. So you're not going to be able to hit them with the problem that they don't know how to solve. Excellent warranty coverage once the work is done. Flat rate pricing, so no surprise or hidden fees. Ton of experience. Licensed, bond, insured employees. They send you information about ahead of time so you can trust who's coming into your home. Guys, how do you grow as much as they have, stand the test of time as much as they have?
Consistency.
Consistency. A predecessor of success. Centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org.
Yeah, and if your consistency's messed up in the toilet, you call Central Plumbing at 225-925-8552. They're going to come out 24/7, 365, weekends, holidays, game days. Does not matter. They'll be there, but also see what they can do for you in the remodel game. At your home, at your business, they can change your space. Whatever you need, they can get done. Go to the website today, centralplumbing.org.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is...
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. Reminder, guys, you need somebody who's going to stand up for you. Get Gordon. Get it done today. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. GetGordon.com is the website. Follow him on social media at GetGordon. See a lot of great content. Your favorite athletes, members of the G team. Learn about how Gordon can help you. Learn what to do when you get in an accident. Protect yourself. Learn just general life advice. Go to GetGordon.com. See the cases to handle. See past results, satisfied customers. The best. Get Gordon. Get it done today. Get somebody who's going to fight for you. Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Curse Lot. Visit Yard Shelter, Blue Moon Lot, Sky Stitcher Suite. Should Paul Skeens win Rookie of the Year?
Yeah. He should, yes. And I know, there's a Padres outfielder that's a really good player, and he's been up longer. But come on, what are we doing? Sub-2 ERA. I mean, the strikeouts compared to innings pitch, the whip, the dominance. Like, what else do you need to see?
He should be betting odds for National League Rookie of the Year. Paul Skeens leads the way at -150. The Padres outfielder Jackson Merrill that you mentioned is at +110.
Jackson Merrill's a great player. I think he made the All-Star game. That's great. Yeah. He wasn't as dominant as Paul Skeens. Come on.
And the American. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, American.
I was just gonna say American League leading the way at -250s. Yankees Luis Gill.
Well, that makes
Colton
sense too.
Cowser from the Orioles at +275.
Cowser has been great.
Yeah.
He's been leading off for him. Yeah.
Ask the Bench, T-Bob, how much prep would you need to get on an NFL field at your age to grade better than a 0.2 or 4.4? I still don't think I could do it.
Give me
honestly,
10 days.
Guys. I couldn't.
10 days.
How many plays do I have to play?
I could play 10 plays and grade above a 4.4.
I don't
guard.
know if I could. Maybe.
I mean, I played enough guard on the punt team in the NFL. I could do it.
True.
10 days at Elite.
Yeah, give me
You
10
got
days
it.
at Elite Training Academy, BR.com.
Ask the bench, did y'all playing Pog to a laundry? Yes, we did.
Yeah. There's a lot of explaining that I need sometimes during the break.
Ask the bench. If you doubt it, if you once doubted an ultimately great LSU player, should you be granted grace? I, for one, forgive Cortland Jacob for calling Dylan Cruz trash. Yeah, man. Everybody, we all have takes that, everybody gets takes wrong. It's
What's
okay.
your take on like an LSU player that y'all have gotten wrong? I'm trying to think.
I mean, I said Damone Clark was the worst linebacker I've ever seen.
Yeah, I was not just at you. I was angry at a lot of people for that.
So
but
he was awful that year.
You could tell, yeah. I mean, I guess I was inside working for the team at that time.
I thought Harold
was like, what are
Perkins
we
was going to
doing?
have a bigger impact on this team than he has so far.
Yeah, not exactly the spirit of the question there, Alondra. But
No, it wasn't.
I was okay. I
guess
can
I
tell you one.
misunderstood.
Yeah, no.
I can
Think
flip
about
it.
who were you wrong negatively on that ended up being
Oh,
awesome?
I could flip it, go the other way around.
Oh yeah, that's easy.
I know you could.
Max Johnson. I was big on Max Johnson, dude. I was like, he can run. He's big. He's a lefty, just like me. I love left-handed quarterbacks. I was high on him, and it just didn't work.
True. Ask the bench.
Definitely know.
How about Everton? I don't know. Is that a mean question? Is it not going well still?
We got our first point. Got a draw.
Turn the music up.
Shout out.
Yeah. They've had a lead, I think, basically in every match too.
In order to win,
Is
you
this
got to get
song
your
what
first
it
point.
feels like to be an Everton fan?
Nothing can hurt me. I'm an Everton fan. Gonna open up a brand new multi-million-dollar stadium, probably in the championship, but got American ownership now. That happened yesterday. That's exciting. If you are looking for an ambassador from the States, I'm your guy. Me and Tim Howard.
Well, you'll have the best stadium in the championship.
With no doubt.
No doubt. Not even close, really.
Yeah, no.
Not even close.
State of the art.
All right, guys. We love you. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Off the bench.
Go to Agatemp Baton Rouge, AgaTempBR.com, AgaTempBR.com. You go to Agatemp Baton Rouge today, you take control of your comfort zone. That's right, you get the service to the highest degree. And that ain't just lip service, y'all. That's why they have such an incredible Google review rating, despite thousands and thousands of reviews, because there is a consistency in the approach to you, the customer. Service to the highest degree is their core ethos, their mission statement, and you are the beneficiary. So if it's AC, heating, electrical needs, you want to explore what it's like to get a whole home generator, it's all at AgaTempBR.com.
Go to the website today. Schedule your appointment on the website. And like T-Bob tells you all the time, you are going to know exactly who's coming into your home. You're going to get a profile of who's coming into your home. It's going to tell you about that person. You can trust everything from Agatemp. The internet hates everything, but it loves Agatemp. AgaTempBR.com. AgaTempBR.com.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant